leave nothing unturned when it comes to the game of basketball.
Well, so here's the tricky thing, right? Asia and Stewie could cancel each other out. And Angelini and Jackie Young could cancel each other out, right? A lot of cancellations. There's no cancellation for John Paul Jones. She is the X factor. Watch the big one action. He is those who's going to close out. John Paul has the entire side of the floor to attack. She can put the ball on the floor. She's 6'6" with handles. Back to the basket. Kelsey Plum comes to help. John Paul Jones doesn't even see that help. It doesn't even matter. Well, same thing here. Once again, pick and roll action. Solid screen by John Paul Jones. Jackie Young gets hung up on it. Now there's a mismatch on the inside. Jackie Young's 6 foot. How far I just say John Paul Jones was 6'6"? Stewie knows what time it is. She's like, get the ball on the inside because there's nothing you can do. 4 players spaced out. John Paul Jones has a ton of space to work. She's shooting 70% in the paint. When she gets a mismatch like that, it is so tough to guard her. Last one, high ball screen action. Sabrina doesn't even use this screen. She just straight line drives down the court. Asia Wilson has to help. And now is where you start to get in trouble because you got 2 on the ball. John Paul Jones is going to slide, catch this 3, and knock it down because she can also knock down 3s. How do you guard John Paul Jones?
She loves mismatches. Like, I love mismatches right here. No, you look
Please, those rematch from a season ago. They're not going to be doing this.
The rematch, the new reign or dynasty. All day. What is on cry they playing? Start the game.
We need you guys every step of the way because we got some unfinished business.
Say all that dynasty talk for later. This is a new season.
It's a good time where you have to lock in for one another.
We're here now. The focus is laser. This is it. The time is now.
We got a lot of basketball left in us.
So let's come on. This is what we did.
It's just a good year.
I can't hear from the code. This never pick me. They know I'm chopping. That's all or nothing.
Welcome to ESPN's coverage of the 2024 WNBA playoffs, presented by Google. This afternoon in Brooklyn, New York, a rematch of last year's finals. This time in the semis, game 1 of this best-of-5 series. The New York Liberty taking on the defending champion Las Vegas Aces, Asia Wilson, now a 3-time MVP. Brianna Stewart, a 2-time MVP. As we take a look at our playoff bracket later on tonight, it'll be Connecticut and Minnesota, 8:30 Eastern on ESPN. As we welcome you courtside, everybody, Ryan Rucco alongside the Hall of Famer Rebecca Lobo. So happy to be with you this Sunday afternoon on ABC. Here we go, partner. Liberty, Aces, all roads led to this.
In the last 2 years, this has become the best rivalry in the WNBA. Stakes are always high when these two teams play, and there's no love lost after their last regular season matchup. Becky Hammond said it's no secret. These teams do not like each other. It's a little spice to the match.
Let's take a look at tonight's bout. Player brought to you by McDonald's. Asia Wilson, Brianna Stewart, the 2 best players of their generation.
I would say these are value players. 6'4", versatile post players who can get it done in so many ways, inside, outside, getting to the glass, blocking shots. This is always a terrific matchup.
You see the numbers on the season for both. How about the guard play as well? Chelsea Gray, who was hurt beginning of the season, has really rounded into form at a big first round against Seattle. And Sabrina Ionescu had a historic game 2, dropping 36 points, 9 assists, and a massive first round against Atlanta. Let's take a look at the starting line, beginning with the visiting 2-time defending champion Aces, 3, Plum, Young, Wilson, and Kia Stokes in that long tenured starting 5 for the Aces. The New York Liberty, one big change they made heading into the playoffs. Leonie Beavish, the rookie, entering the starting lineup. He's a player who Cindy Brunello said gives her a lot of confidence in this matchup that they did not have last year going up against the Aces in the finals. This building has been electric for 3 straight seasons. It will be again today. Even with the locals battling a fair and multiple train closures, they will find their way to Barclays and do their white rally towels. New York swept the series against Las Vegas this season. And we are underway in game 1 of the semis of a rematch of last year's finals. Lady Hamilton, yeah. Successful defensive possession for New York.
And ended the successful defensive possession with a defensive board. Vegas has not been successful getting to the offensive glass at all throughout the regular season against the Liberty.
And more than 3 defensive rebounds in any of the 3 regular season games. Into the corner and Stokes the rebound. That is part of the Aces. They were last in the league. Not get to rebound percentage. Stewart knocks it away. Well, it's been Sandy Brunello top. Will try to crush the offensive glass against Vegas. Eon couldn't try anything against the team of Lady Hamilton. Here's Ionescu. By Stevens, Mr. B. Jones alone.
And you saw so much defensive attention go to Sabrina Ionescu as she drove down the left side. Becky Hammond talked to us before the game about how vitally important it is to Vegas to slow down Sabrina.
Called it a head mistake. Also said, he's like one jump for Jones to go early. It makes a huge difference. As Club steps into a nasty 3. Something to say to Spike Lee afterwards. And it may be a day game. Club always comes with Spike. Delivery. Sabrina Ionescu to Stewart for 2.
Look at Lady Hamilton picking up the roll for denying the inbound pass, just slowing down Vegas. They're so good when they can get out and push pace.
Lead for the Liberty. Hamilton comes over the steal. Stewart the 3.
And again, the defensive attention and how far out New York is picking up to slow Vegas down.
Here is Young. Finds Wilson. Pull-up jumper is cash, as it usually is from the elbow for Adrian Wilson.
And just a little easy drop pass to her. She's got to drain it.
Here's Lady Hamilton. Bustling through the lane. Saw the mismatch, and Jones takes advantage. One of the things Sandy Brunello talked to us about at the start of the playoffs was the playmaking of Beniza Lady Hamilton right now in a better place than she's ever seen. We've seen it already in this. Another jumper goes down to the mid-range for Vegas.
It was really impressive. The last possession for the Oakland Station saw the switch, waited for it to develop, didn't force the ball into John Paul Jones too early.
Both teams off to a good start shooting the basketball. Stewart looking to take Wilson.
Not enough movement for New York right now.
The clock down to 3. Ionescu hits.
Anthony is the primary assignment of Sabrina Ionescu. She's making it hard for her to catch the ball. The switch there, that was good defense by Angel Wilson, just a better shot.
17 straight chamber to base 3 for Ionescu. Second longest streak in history. And Stokes airmails for 3. Ionescu. The Stewart screen. Stewart Young on the switch. Now Wilson gets back to Stewart. Lady Hamilton long 2 is up.
Straight into the switch. Asia Wilson steps out on her after the screen by Brianna Stewart. That's good defense. High hands right there. It's best. Sabrina's still able to drain it.
For the Vandersloot, we'll check in for Benija Lady Hamilton or for Phoebish. It'll be Lady Hamilton. She can't check in yet, so Vandersloot will wait a moment. That was the move for New York. Phoebish entering the starting lineup. Vandersloot, the decorated point guard coming off the hit. She handled it like a total pro.
One of the reasons for the moves was because Benija Lady Hamilton can go into 5-minute spurts for New York. Play really hard, then they want to give her a start.
Had knee surgery at the end of the season. Knifes around and runs it in.
What a great take by Jackie.
Lady Hamilton alone. Too strong. Yes, the board.
Right here, this is an area of the Asia Wilson team that had improved from a year ago, facilitating after the ball.
Lady Hamilton, the steal. Ionescu drops it. Picks it up, plays it in. The defense from Benija Lady Hamilton in this opening quarter.
Completely disruptive. She has been completely disruptive, and that's one of the reasons you want to get her a sub. You want her to have this kind of energy when it's on the floor.
14-9 lead for New York. First quarter action, game 1. Gray in truth.
This is when Chelsea Gray has really found her groove over the course of the last couple weeks, looking like healthy Chelsea Gray. That mid-range jumper.
Healthy Chelsea.
That's right.
Gray, who has won 3 titles in this league, 1 with LA, 2 with Vegas. Oh, good time. Vegas. Train after John Paul Jones. The no-look hook to the corner. Oh, Young was a beautiful pass. Here's Gray, 3. Back iron, no. Rebound, Lady Hamilton.
And you know Vegas is going to send multiple defenders to John Paul Jones when she gets a tuck in the first touch of the post.
Oh, how about this possession? And then Jones throws it away. Great initial action, and then maybe one P too many. 17-11, New York leads it early. Game 1.
ABC coverage of the 2024 WNBA playoffs is presented by Google Pixel, the only phone engineered by Google. In part by Gatorade, Is It In You? And Nike. People always say,
It is what it is.
until it isn't. Remember before AI when you had to type search? And when you couldn't ask your phone to do this? Put these restaurants on a map. What about taking a photo and reimagining it? Remember when all phones pretty much did the same stuff? Until it didn't. Get the all-new Google Pixel 9 Pro phone at googlestore.com.
Make me go, make me go,
Come see the Royal Caribbean.
Has there ever been a better time for women's hoops? Megan Reyes here from Good Follow on DraftKings Network, bringing you all the action from around the league. Women's basketball is on fire, and DraftKings Sportsbook is the place to bet on this epic season. New customers, download the app, enter the promo code, and bet $5 to score $200 in bonus bets instantly. The crown is yours.
I chose Wnba to have a better future. The future we all want. Better pay, better benefits, but what I found was so much more. It feels good to be a part of such an amazing industry. It's literally a direct ticket to middle class. Now I'm building the life I always wanted for me and my family. At IBW, I'm powering a brighter future.
The 3 for Me only at Chili's is now available with the all-new Big Smasher Burger. Or you can settle for a drive-thru. Plus, get fries, a drink, and bottomless chips and salsa for just $10.99. See you later at the drive-thru burger. This Chili's 3 for Me is the best $10.99 you can eat.
I'm a leader.
by pushing our teammates to be the best that they can be.
I am a leader because I set a strong example.
I'm a leader by being responsible. I stand up for myself and others.
I'm confident. I'm caring.
We want girls to lead their own way. That's why the NBA and WNBA are proud to support Mean Girls, a program that teaches girls to reject stereotypes and embrace their leadership superpowers. This is what leadership looks like.
Has leveled up her game this season. She's 26 points per game in the playoffs so far. And the eighth head coach, Becky Hammond, said she is the head of the state. They're actually playing a defense on her that they tried out against Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever, but it hasn't changed her so far. Even Spike Lee is back. Remember, Sabrina said when he gave me a high five in the last playoff game, I felt like New York had been injected into my veins. Seems like she's feeling that New York state of mind right now.
And Holly, at the end of the season, she had looked a little fatigued, a little gassed, had been banged up for a couple games, but in these playoffs, Sandy Brondello has said she has that step back, and we have seen it. Wilson draws a crowd, can't hit. Beamish couldn't grab the board, but Vandersloot comes up with it. Tiffany Hayes in off the bench for Las Vegas. Here's Stewart. Off to Ionescu. Ionescu hesitates. Lays it in. We're bringing Ionescu with 7 points already in the first, and Spike Lee very much enjoying it. Beamish nearly comes up with a steal. That was the first field goal for New York in this opening quarter that was not assisted on. As Gray loses it, Young has it. 5 to shoot. In the corner, Gray misses everything in a shot clock violation. 4:15 from New York.
Ionescu navigates the defensive attention beautifully. 1.5 go to her off of the screen, and then there's miscommunication. Miscommunication finishes. Spike, yeah. He's still injecting New York into her veins.
I love that quote from Sabrina after game 2 against Atlanta. Said she went over, gapped him up at one point, felt like he injected New York into her veins. She injected an easy opportunity for Jones there, just couldn't quite finish. Here's Young's pull up. That's off. Rebound controlled by Stewart. Stewart's 3. It's good.
New York just feels that they are in a great flow here on the offensive end, and it's stemming from how active they are defensively as well.
Interception from Stewart. Ionescu finds Jones to the corner. Extra feed. Vandersloot. Stewart's 3. Missed it. But the movement and fluidity from New York right now is crazy. It's 22-11 first quarter lead as Clark is going to draw the foul on Vandersloot. Alicia Clark will go to the line to shoot the first free throws of the game.
Brandon Stewart has been shooting the ball so much better since the Olympic break. 40% from deep since then. And then steps right into the trail 3. And how about on the other end of the floor? She is so good as a help side defender. Uses those long go-go gadget arms to go get the ball.
Talked about out at the Olympics, playing with Asia Wilson, what a wonderful experience it was, and how they both gave each other this space to operate. And said she came out of the Olympic break, but used the Olympics as a chance to reset, and said, well, my mentality since then is I'm going to do whatever the length I want to do on the floor. And it's been a very effective second half for Stewart with that mentality. One of the things we talk about all the time with Wilson and Stewart is they are both so accomplished, but still so young. Asia Wilson just turning 28 this summer, Stewart just turning 30. Here's Stewart.
Wow, what an absolutely beautiful step-through move by Brianna Stewart.
Clark brings the 3, much needed for Las Vegas.
The veteran steps up. It's the answer.
Here's Ionescu. Soundly vacated the corner, and the pass went into the front row.
How would you like it to be between this and the basket? Brianna Stewart coming down the switch box. Quick Hayes, that's their defense. She's just able to move right around her. It's one of the areas she really focused on improving this past offseason. Her T-cell game, yes.
9 points for Brianna Stewart in this first quarter. 8-point New York lead. Young muscles in. Can't finish it. Rebound solidly. New York, a much deeper team this season as well. Thornton, Sobley, Vandersloot in off the bench. Stewart, about by Wilson, and it stays here with New York. Let's take a listen to Brianna Stewart's sounds of the game. Ionescu connects on 3, but an offensive foul called against New York will negate the basket. You know, one of the things that we've seen from New York as well, they are a very motivated group to come back and beat Las Vegas after falling to the Aces a season ago. Game 4 here on the Liberty's home floor, and the Aces without Chelsea Gray. Another for Kelsey Plum, who was great in that game 4.
She was terrific in the game 2 against Seattle, and the series punching game to get to this point as well.
Didn't miss a 2, was 9 of 9 from inside the arc. Stewart again. Brianna Stewart with 11 first quarter points. She's 5 of 6 from the floor. 6-second difference, game and shot clock. Wilson, able to lay it in. Second field goal for Asia Wilson. Turns off there. It's Vandersloot. Will calm things down. Vandersloot for the corner. Thornton attacks the paint, draws bodies, gets the whistle, and will shoot 2. Grabbing at a right elbow.
Asia Wilson's just an absolute handful for any defenders. And we saw her hit a mid-range earlier there. She just catches quickly, puts the ball on the floor as well. I don't like if you were going to say what area does she need to improve in the offseason offensively, I don't think that there is one.
No, and that's the thing that's amazing about her is she has been at this ridiculously elite level and yet continued to ascend. Always adding, even when it's hard to think of what she did. Taking a look at the upcoming WNBA national TV schedule. WNBA semifinals Tuesday night. Vegas and the Liberty game 2, Connecticut and Minnesota. For more of these games, please go to WNBA.com or visit the WNBA app. It's both free throws, 2.9 left in the corner. Colson gets it up. And nearly banks it in. That'll do it for the first. The Liberty lead by a touchdown after 1 on this Sunday afternoon. Game 1 of these best-of-5 semifinals, and Kelsey Plum is with Holly Rowe.
Kelsey, it's the opening game on the road against a team that's your rival. What was the intention you guys wanted to set early in this game? I mean, you couldn't tell. They got 28 points. That's too many for them. We got to be able to get stops. We got to communicate better on our screens. And we just got to play more pace. Right now, we're really slow. We look like we're stuck in mud, so we'll fix it. That was my next question with defense. Fab and Brianna Stewart are getting some rhythm. They just wrote their rhythm. We got to be more physical. We got to pick up earlier. And we got to, if we play more just on offense, we're going to be able to set our defense. So we got to, it goes both ways. Thanks, Billy.
Well, Kelsey Plum, 6 points in the first, but it's New York who leads by 7 after 1. This presentation of the 2024 WNBA playoffs presented by Google will continue after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
If you want to stand for something greater, you have to do it. Jump, fall, and get back up again. To show that when you stand for something, it will stand forever. Get ready. Then
Asia, you are small.
It's a little cramped, but it's fine.
Fine? When you became MVP once, was that fine? No, you did it twice.
They built you a statue.
But you're fine with this tiny car when you could just sell it to CarMax?
You're right. It's not fun.
You can't feel my legs.
Never settle on the lot or on the court. CarMax.
This is me at my strongest.
This is me at my fastest. This is me at my happiest.
This is me. Bravest. This is me at my healthiest.
With Aurora Healthcare on your team, you can achieve your personal best and live life to the fullest.
Undaunted, not intimidated or discouraged by difficulty, danger, or disappointment. This time of year, Undaunted is our game. A fierce, game-wrecking, relentless brand of baseball. It all comes alive in October. Champagne's dry, the division crown is home. We're not satisfied. This October, get ready to write our crew into the history books.
My first impression of Gruber Law Offices was
Wonderful.
Positive.
They were great.
they have years of experience. You want somebody that knows what they're doing and that has that experience. I didn't have to stress over all of the details.
Made me feel like I had another support system.
They're professional, they're courteous, and they got the job done.
They are so superb.
Serving Wisconsin for nearly 40 years. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
One call, that's all.
Watch Lindsay Slater's Accurate Forecast. Weekdays on 12 News this morning. Welcome back to ESPN's coverage of the 2024 WNBA playoffs presented by Google. Becky Hammond, Sandy Brondello. Don't know this league well. Becky, 16 seasons in this league, a six-time All-Star with the Liberty and San Antonio. We bring in the two-time champion as head coach of the Aces, Becky Hammond. Coach, your impressions defensively from your group in that first quarter.
Number one, wanted to be differently, but I thought our inefficient offense kind of led to them getting out of transition. And so trying to amp up the physicality and the pressure, just be more solid on that.
And I know it's tied to how you're playing defensively, but how can you get that pace that you need on the offensive end?
Well, you can see right now we're a little bit more passing, they can feel us a little bit more. The teammates can tell you they're too good offensively to just let them roam around. So
Coach, thanks a lot. We appreciate it. We started to see the reaction of Becky Hammond foul call against Asia Wilson, her first.
You know, Sably getting inside, attacking the basket. Asia Wilson left arm came down, where she was able to stay vertically. She would not have gotten that foul called.
Now, one of the things Becky Hammond talked to us about before the game today was she just feels great about where the team is defensively heading into this series. Well, the Aces team that had an up and down regular season won 9 of their final 10 games, suffocated Seattle with their defense in the first round, and that has been their calling card over their 2 championship seasons. Here's Wilson. Off to Colson for the shoot. Stewart on the hedge. Colson trying to dance around, could not. Suddenly the steal. Nearly coughed it up, but Vandersloot comes up with it. They won these 55 semifinals. Here's Laney Hamilton. Draws 2. Shortens 3. Short. The A's came out of retirement to join the Aces during this season, and it's been terrific. Longest of
Great look, though, and a nice +1 pass by Sydney Colson to get it to Plum.
Stewart trying to work underneath against her former teammate Alicia Clark. Won a couple of championships together in Seattle. Stewart.
I think Courtney Vandersloot has to be willing to shoot that open 3. That's the second time this game we've seen him pick it up.
Olsen takes the 3, sets up Clark. Up it down. Wilson or stop before the shot by Sullivan. And a side of the bounce.
You want your team to be unselfish and make the extra pass, but when the double team comes, Courtney Vanders looks wide open. She has to be willing to take that shot, or else the defense will continue to dare her to do so and clog up the paint.
Vandersloot shot just 27% this season. Two things are true. Can't shovel it in. Jones the rebound. Wnba draws two. Jones puts it on the tip. Surges inside. Gets the whistle. It's going to go against, I believe, Clark rather than Wilson. It is Alicia Clark, her first free throws here for John Paul Jones.
Once again, seeing the defensive attention and Sabrina Wnba. She has two come to her. When she passed the basket back to John Paul, John Paul knew her toe was on the line. So there's going to be a two. I might as well take it into the paint.
There was a famous toe on the line in this building a few years ago.
Yes, there was.
If someone John Paul Jones' game is often compared to.
Maybe a couple of toes.
Yeah.
Depending on.
Too many.
You know, some people have the second toe. It's not the first.
I have not spent this much time on it. I agree, but thank you. Jones hits both free throws. A 9-point lead for New York. Jones now with 7. Stewart with 11. Wnba with 7. Plum and Wilson both have 6. Here's Plum. Wiggling into the paint. What a move. See Plum. Just a gorgeous take.
Incredible footwork there. And the outside of the improved defender when it comes to those switches. And Plum was able to go right by.
Here's Lady Hamilton. That was Phoebus, able to corral. Phoebus, we're going to pick up Plum. Nearly thrown away. Last hit Lady Hamilton out of bounds to Las Vegas. Or is it?
Babe does what she can to contain, and then a beautiful step through and smile. Kelsey Plum off of this. Oh, just great footwork.
Well, I think they're going to call this a jump. She's Rebecca just get a big smile from Kelsey Plum. Lady Hamilton and Young will jump it up. I guess it was not definitive who it last hit. Sort of simultaneous contact in the corner. And Sabrina Wnba was able to get a hand with Vegas. Here's Plum off to an efficient start. Plum ups it out. 3 to shoot. Nothing to do. Gets it on the rim. Nothing more. Not going to bounce. Ooh. Looked like it had last hit Stokes. Officials will say last hit Jones stays with Vegas.
And on that possession, when the ball was in the right corner, Phoebus, who was defending Kia Stokes, was in the lane and did not even have her eyes on Kia Stokes at all. And that's what New York will do when Stokes is in the game. They do not worry about her as a scorer at all.
And a whistle here going to go against Phoebus.
Talks about how important she is to the New York Liberty's success. And
let's take a look back, Rebecca, who this last hit. Tough to tell. 50-50 Stokes and Jones.
And in Phoebus, one of the things she needs to not get into foul trouble. And it's one of the things she struggled with early in her rookie season.
And they called that foul on Wnba rather than Phoebus. So number 1 on Wnba. As Young drains the 3. Phoebus still with no fouls. Asia Wilson getting a breather for Las Vegas. 4-point game. New York is led by as many as 11 in this first half. Here comes Plum in Las Vegas. The closeout. This is Batley. There's Stewart running the break. Off to Phoebus. Back to Jones. Her 3. It's not a beautiful passes for Phoebus in this first half. Long pass. Play a real drop, and New York beats a timeout. Kelsey Plum really making things happen during a 7-0 Vegas run.
Kelsey Plum can get teammates involved with her triple penetration, drawing defense, and here's an example with the Clark for 2.
People always say,
It is what it is.
until it isn't. Remember before AI when you had to type to search? And when you couldn't ask your phone to do this?
Put these restaurants on a map.
What about taking a photo and reimagining it? Remember when all phones pretty much did the same stuff? Until it didn't. Get the all-new Google Pixel 9 Pro phone at googlestore.com.
Here in the W, we pride ourselves on having a super welcoming, calm, low-stakes environment.
This is playoff basketball.
This is the place where basketball matters. If you love real basketball, welcome to the W.
There's more to any business than a game is in. You want to meet customers where they are.
Digital experience game.
Make buying friction-free.
E-commerce strategy game.
Build competitive advantage. Rewrite the playbook game. That's where Deloitte comes in. We can help businesses of every kind advance and connect all that it takes to grow. Whatever game you're in. Deloitte, proud sponsor of progress.
I've got a joy down in my heart. Deep down in my heart. It's down in my heart. I've got a joy down in my heart. It's down in my heart. Today, I've got the grandest, greatest feeling. This feeling's really here to stay. And it's a joy that needs revealing. So I just want to say,
Let's talk freaking world. One of my students has ringworm. Ringworm. No. Chemicals left. Burn that it down.
Hello, Miss T.
Hello, Mr. Eddie. Hope your day's going well. HR is here today, so if anyone has something they want to file, raise your hand. Not about me, about other things. These are to take out menus I gave you. Those were suggestions that we should go out to dinner. You're sick. Write that down. Come on. Whoa.
Now it's time to take a look at what fans have been searching for. Brought to you by Google. WNBA MVP 2024 is a breakout search in the U.S. It's Asia Wilson, and she's wearing a mic for us today. Time for sounds of the game.
Great players are constantly communicating on defense, and that was such a good example of that.
Stewart marches in, forces it up, puts the pin. A chance for 3 for Brianna Stewart.
Vegas trying to slow New York down, picking up full court, and still in the quarter court here, Brianna Stewart facing up, turning, hits a tough shot, gets the end one.
We saw the respect from Stewart and Wilson before tip, and Holly, pretty interesting story involving Asia Wilson at the start of these playoffs.
That's right. Asia Wilson became just the second unanimous player in league history to be voted MVP. And I asked her, did you hear so many cool celebrities or anything? And she said, well, actually, Tom Brady, one of the owners of the Aces, called her. She said, to have a conversation with someone of his caliber meant the world to her. And he said, this is big. Like, you need to understand, this doesn't happen every day to be a unanimous MVP. I want you to enjoy it and know how special it is. And she said, I want to be for basketball what Tom Brady has been for football. That conversation meant the world to Asia Wilson.
Well, she's the first player to win 3 MVPs in her 7th season. She was the second unanimous MVP, Cynthia Cooper in 1997. The other. How about this?
It's just a beautiful backdoor cut, first of all. Jackie Young able to get the pass from Asia Wilson. Yes, you're looking at me quizzically. There wasn't the foul there.
Yeah.
But it still was a beautiful pass and a beautiful finish.
They called the foul on Lady Hamilton, who to look like did anything. But a great finish from Young and a great pass from Wilson and a 2-point game. Second quarter action. Stewart holds her lip or her eye. Here's Lady Hamilton. Ray defending nicely. Lady Hamilton can't finish. Jones collecting and putting it home. Saw that in the finals last year against the Aces as well. John Paul Jones having success in the offensive flats. The Aces defense did a much better job against New York in the second quarter. Here's Wilson trying to work Jones. Double thumbs with Stewart. Wilson surrounded, loses it. Unable to finish, but a whistle. A whistle against New York and Ionescu. It would be her second. Checked it. Her first, they went back and reassigned the previous foul to Phoebish rather than Ionescu. Let's see, though. They're going to review whether or not this foul occurred before the shot clock. I mean, there is no foul there.
Worth reviewing or challenging?
If you're New York, I think so.
We see the foul occurred prior to 0 on the shot clock.
Now, the foul that was called does occur prior to 0 on the shot clock. So the officials are going to come back and say, yes, the foul occurs prior. They can't take away the foul on this review of the clock. But New York could challenge it if they want to. And I don't know what you think, but based on that initial review, I highly
I
consider
would
it.
challenge it, yeah. But first you wait to see, because if it happened before the shot clock, you don't need to use your challenge.
Correct.
Just a great swarming defense, first of all.
I think the foul comes before the shot clock expires. See the shot clock at 1. Yeah. The foul that was called is definitely prior to the shot clock expiring. So then the question becomes,
Does New York challenge?
does New York challenge?
And then do the officials pretend to go back to the monitor as if they're looking at that?
After review, the call stated the foul occurred prior to 0 on the shot clock. The foul had 2 seconds.
Okay, so now does New York try and challenge it?
So they've had plenty of time to take a look at it. The bench has. Sometimes it's so easy to look at like waist off. So does any contact happen below?
Yeah, I don't think
I
so.
don't think so either.
And I'm surprised that they're not challenging this. Are they? You would think they're aware that the legality of the play was not being looked at right there, and it was just about the clock. I'm very surprised they're not challenging this, especially because this year, like what we saw in the NBA, if you challenge successfully, you get to retain your challenge. I see all that. You got that. The only thing maybe that keeps them from challenging it there is that they had reassigned that previous first to Phoebish, so it was only Sabrina's first right here, because if that's her second, then it's a no-brainer.
Correct.
37-34, New York in front. Made one of these best of 5 semifinals, a rematch of last year's finals. Stewart over Wilson flips it in. 16 first half points for Brianna Stewart. 7 for goal.
Stewart is in such a good place on the offensive end in terms of mentally. This playoff, since they have a break, really.
Here's Plum, sneaks around Lady Hamilton, out to Young, 5 to shoot. Young's runner won't go. Jones the rebound.
Did you see Kia Stokes just left completely wide open by the New York defense?
Here's your next two touches. And has the way. Wnba now 9 points on 4 of 4 shooting. The Liberty are shooting 62.5%. As Young trying to save it. And now, Wnba to Lady Hamilton. Slide about the 3. Attacks. dishes. Stewart gets fouled by Stokes. And that'll be the first on Tia Stokes.
New York has been led all season by their stars, and they have come to play in this first half today. Brianna Stewart, just a tough finish. And Sabrina Ionescu going against the big, able to get an easy two.
The perfect match. It's what so many of us are looking for. When it comes to getting a mortgage, how can you find the one that's perfect for you? Start at mortgagematchup.com, because the only way to get a mortgage that's easier and more affordable is to find a local home loan expert first. Go to mortgagematchup.com today.
Is this what you want? These crunchy ridges?
Yes, coach.
If you want to secure the bag, then step it up.
Does he know there's more ruffles in the pantry?
You want these chips? Keep practicing.
People who come to Cricket stay with Cricket.
I stay with Cricket because they tell it like it is. The price on my plan is the price I pay every month. That's it.
Get what you expect, pay what you expect. Smile, you're on Cricket.
ESPN Bet, Christine Green, Steven's A-List. Why can't I have a cool sounding featured bet?
Like what?
Molly's matches.
For what?
Molly's money lines. They call me the queen of money lines.
Do they call you that?
They should.
Mad Dog Stokes. Mad Dog Stokes! I get it. It's no Steven's A-list.
Get exclusive talent markets and up to $1,000 in bonus bets with the first bet reset on ESPN Bet.
Here in the W, we pride ourselves on having a super welcoming, calm, low stakes environment.
This is loud basketball.
This is the place where basketball matters. If you love real basketball, welcome to the W.
Well, certainly we've seen just about 16 minutes be all Brianna Stewart showing her varied skill set at 6'4", hitting threes, hitting pull-up jumpers, using terrific footwork when she gets in the paint. Playoff Stu is certainly alive.
You see Brianna Stewart, who struggled in Game 4 of the finals against Las Vegas, 3 for 17 from the floor that game, 7 of 9 in the first half today, Game 1 of the semis. Here's Stewart. Over to Vandersloot, dumps it down. Jones dumps another lane today.
The switch of Asian Wilson onto Sabrina Ionescu put the guard onto Jonathan Jones, and New York recognized it and fed her inside.
And Sandy Brondell, terrific timeouts this season. New York was second best in the league, defeating to 1 attempt. Extra timeouts. Snatched it away, and then Bowser. That's going to fire up this trip.
About this feisty Courtney Vandersloot here. There's a switch and then come back. Stewie gets her hands on the ball. Sloot does as well. I tell you what, Courtney Vandersloot, as a veteran, starts most games this season until the playoffs and has assumed this role off the bench just with incredible poise and team-first attitude. Ollie?
And not only that, when Sandy Bardella went to her and said, we're thinking about making this change in the next series, she said, make it now. That's how giving she was of her team. And I think it's worth pointing out, not only has she been a giving, loving teammate, but she's gone through the worst season of her life, losing her mother in the middle of this season, being away from the team for almost 3 weeks. Courtney has been through it this year and still risen to the occasion of being an A-class person.
Holly, it's such a wonderful point. And Courtney Vandersloot, this is one of the best point guards in this league's history. All-time leader of playoff assists. Led Chicago to a championship a few years ago. Coming off the bench for New York successfully is Gray. Came at the 3 and Escu the rebound. A 10-point New York lead. Good response after Vegas had cut it to 2. Stewart. Read the routes. Ionescu. Jones gets denied by Wilson. It'll stay here with New York. Asia Wilson, the 2-time Defensive Player of the Year, hanging with Jones.
Asia Wilson is simply an elite rim protector. And here, John Paul Jones gets great position. Asia Wilson does as good a job as anybody of keeping the ball straight up, blocking with her hands.
Stewart let a foul this time, as Brianna Stewart will shoot 2. Young picks up the personal. Her first, Holly.
Well, you talked about Brianna Stewart elevating her game in the playoffs this year after a 3 for 17 performance in Game 4. And Brianna Stewart definitely noticed when Las Vegas Aces were mocking her on their parade celebration on the stage. Becky Hammond saying 3 for 17, as the great Michael Jordan said. She took it personally. And she had come out with a personal motivation against this team that she felt disrespected her last year. And you're seeing what's happening before.
Yeah, a different story so far in Game 1. 18 points to all in this first half. A 9-0 run for New York. They've the largest lead. It's 12. Hayes, Rainbow won't go. Rebound popped out. It stays with Vegas. Here's Wilson. Wilson surrounded, lost 3, and Jones another rebound.
Small lineup for Vegas. How are they going to handle Brianna Stewart and John Paul Jones?
Babish. No, club the rebound. Bounces underneath. Wilson backs out. It worked early and was inside of John Paul Jones. 7 to shoot. Stewart, third take and hit. A 20-point opening for the 2-time MVP.
And Chelsea Gray can handle a lot of post players when she has that as a defensive assignment. I don't know if Brianna Stewart can get handled today.
Thievish call to the foul as she Asia Wilson.
Good patience to get Brianna Stewart the look on the block. This is not an easy shot, but this is good, tough defense by Chelsea Gray. Asia Wilson, just the quickness, the footwork, the finish.
Less than 84% of the women this season. The WNBA thanks its change maker partners, AT&T, CarMax, Deloitte, Google, Nike, U.S. Bank, for their unparalleled support and dedication toward uplifting the league and WNBA players. Those two, Stewart and Wilson, both wearing the Michael Slade. They just have such respect for each other. It was a joy to see them play together during the Olympics and both thrive on the floor together.
My favorite part about watching the Olympics was watching those two on the floor with one another.
10-point New York lead, 4-second difference, game and shot clock. Stewart sets the screen. Vandersloot nearly dragged the feed. 3 to shoot. Vandersloot trying to make something happen. Here comes Gray. 1 second left. Up to Young. She gets it off. But they don't do it for the first half. A 48-38 lead for the Liberty coming up on the WNBA halftime presented by State Farm. L. Drea. Janae. How can the Aces get back in this? A star watch in game 2 with the Twin Cities as well. Ollie Rowe is standing by with the two-time MVP, Brianna Stewart.
Well, Stewie, this is the first half for the Ages in a playoff game. How are you attacking it so consistently?
Making sure I'm attacking from all different spots, obviously in transition, but you know, when you're switching, getting to the mid post and shooting my team with confidence.
You told us something great that after the Olympics, you realized you can do whatever the bleep you want on the court. I see that in your game right now. Nobody's stopping you. How has that mindset changed?
You know, I use my versatility in a number of ways, and you know, I feel like I'm trying to set the bar for myself and continue to be great.
You said something really beautiful in the huddle right before the game. No one can come between us. If no one comes between us, we're the best team in the world. What are you infusing into your teammates right now of sticking together?
You know, it doesn't matter. We win ugly, we win pretty. We just want to win, and whatever it takes, whoever's going to step up. That's the beauty of this team, and continuing to grow every single game because of it.
I look at the defensive prowess right now. You really limited Asia Wilson in the first half, made it more difficult for Vegas. What's been the defensive mindset?
Continue to have each other's back. You know, sometimes we're sending two to the ball, and the backside is continuing to adjust and rebounding the ball. You make it that one position.
All right, good walk and talk. We did it without tripping. I'm proud.
Nice job, Holly. Nice job, Stewie. The Liberty this season 25-0. When leading at the half between the regular season and playoffs, they lead by 10 at the half of game 1. Coming after the break, it's the State Farm halftime report with L, Drea, and Jeanette.
ABC's coverage of the 2024 WNBA playoffs, presented by Google, is brought to you by AT&T. Connecting changes everything.
I chose Wnba to have a better future. The future we all want. Better pay, better benefits, but what I found was so much more. It feels good to be a part of such an amazing industry. It's literally a direct ticket to middle class. Now I'm building the life I always wanted for me and my family. At IBW, I'm part of a brighter future.
What you say?
I'm over it.
I'm over needing a prescription to get birth control.
Introducing Opill, the first FDA-approved daily birth control pill that's over the counter.
You're over the hustle.
No prescription, no appointment, no hassle. Opill, birth control in your control.
Siri, what's the name of the guy I had a meeting with a couple of months ago at Cafe Grinnell?
You met Zach Wingate at Cafe Grinnell.
Hey,
Yeah.
God, did you remember me?
Yeah, of course. As soon as I saw it, I'm like, it's Zach. Nobody walks like Zach.
Hey guys, let's talk about ESPN Bet, the sports book from your favorite sports brand. With ESPN Bet, you'll get a seamless, personalized experience, and with a couple of taps, add a market you see in the ESPN app to ESPN Bet. Start building your bet slips and add a profit boost to increase your winnings, or check out tons of parlays in the new Parlay Lounge. So easy, you can even sweat your bet alongside your favorite ESPN personalities, including me. So, what are you waiting for? Download today.
An all-new trainer. Toyota, let's go places. This copyrighted telecast of WNBA Enterprises may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise used in any form without the express written consent of WNBA Enterprises. Welcome to WNBA Halftime, presented by State Farm.
Oh, holy big shot that man. We've seen a lot of it in the first half. Here's your box score right now. The Liberty up 10 right now at the half over the Aces. And that's because Brianna Stewart has stuffed the stat sheet. He leads the game right now with 18 points. As we say hello officially from here in Bristol, I'm Nell Duncan alongside Andrea Carter, Janae Wnba. I mean, I think the biggest question to ask Stewie is, who hurt you? Like, what are you thinking?
Last year, finals.
We talked about this, the revenge factor and the matchup between these two MVPs, and right now it's advantage Stewie.
Yeah, Stewie said it before the game. When we play together, we are the best team in the WNBA. But also, when you have a positionless star that is balling like this, you truly are the best team in the WNBA. I don't think people understand. This is someone that typically plays the 5 or the 4. She is initiating the offense, 20 points, 8 for 10. She's played more on the perimeter than inside. Look at her. She has the ball in her hand. They're setting step-up screens for her, flat screens, right here, pick and roll. You've seen the 3, you've seen the mid-range, you've seen off the bounce. When she is playing at this level, including the post, look at that pivot, turnaround, tough contest, doesn't matter. She is balling on another level, and I believe that she's trying to make a statement.
And you talk about making a statement. How about Sabrina Ionescu? Perfect from the field in that first half. Didn't take a ton of shots, but took the ones she felt good about. 4 of 4 from the field, 9 points. And Sabrina gets going. She's able to knock down shots, but it's her ability to get into the paint. The way she is attacking the basket, creating off the bounce. She's a player that can get hot, especially in the second half. So the Aces have to watch out for Sabrina Ionescu. Let me just say, the public is always very quick to tell us when we are wrong, and I am wrong a lot. But give some credit to my girl Dre. Minutes before tip, you said the X factor in this game was going to be who?
Jonquel Jones.
And how has that lived up? Well, the Liberty have done an incredible job at isolating Jonquel Jones and finding the mismatch for Jonquel Jones. You talked about them setting screens for Stewie. Well, when Jonquel Jones sets a screen for Sabrina, sets a screen for Courtney Vandersloot, a lot of times the Aces are switching those screens, whether they mean to or not. And Jonquel Jones is getting that isolated mismatch on the inside. The same one we talked about. See, that's a mismatch. Why? Asia Wilson was on the guard. Chelsea Gray's on the inside. This is a mismatch. Jackie Young inside on Jonquel Jones. That's because Asia Wilson switched out on the guards. If you're one thing with the Aces that they have got to figure out, their ball screen defense. Kelsey Plum talked about it to Holly Rowe after that first quarter, because when they switch, they're going straight to that mismatch with Jonquel on the inside. Somehow the guard has to stay with the guard if Jonquel sets a screen.
This is an entire team full of mismatches. Yeah. Stewie running the 1, JJ, hitting transition 3s. Phoebish, a long 3-point shooter, but then also has the range to be able to go into the post. So if you look at it, they're just playing. What is it? It's not checkers, it's chess.
Yeah.
They just move people around, and that's why they're successful.
Let's have full this real fast, though, for the Aces fans out there, because on September 8th, when these two teams played, the Aces did not have Asia Wilson. They found themselves down by 20 points with a couple of minutes to go in the third. They took a lead with under a minute to go before ultimately falling to the Liberty. So on the other side, we'll tell you exactly how they're able to do that with a Liberty team who looks fantastic. Asia Wilson, 10 points the hard way. More than NBA count. It has been something.
She's got so far.
We about to level We about to level
The next icon of vacations. So today,
You can't handle the heat, Pops.
Ted, you're getting coked out there.
Yes, Coach.
I'm sorry to say, you're being traded to Montana.
But I'm your father.
That's why this is so hard.
What team is in Montana?
Hey, what's up? On to compose?
Welcome to Greek Tea with the Greek team.
Dude, is this all teak?
Between you and me, it's mostly oak.
It's great, but I need help starting my own business like you did.
Use LegalZoom. It's a fast and easy way to start your own business.
Wow, that is easy.
Yeah. LegalZoom. Now you're in business.
Is this cone made of wood?
Yes. You want to buy one?
No.
Can I get a large pepperoni pizza for delivery?
If pizza worked like this, you wouldn't like pizza. But this is pretty much what happens to your money whenever you spend it for cents. It's a complicated system full of middlemen and fees, and everyone's taking a bite. We deserve a better system. Easier, simpler, faster. That's how crypto works.
Hey guys, let's talk about ESPN Bet, the sports book from your favorite sports brand.
With ESPN Bet, you'll get a seamless, personalized experience, and with a couple of taps, add a market you see in the ESPN app to ESPN Bet. Start building your bet slips and add a profit boost to increase your winnings, or check out tons of parlays in the new Parlay Lounge. So easy, you can even sweat your bet alongside your favorite ESPN personalities, including me. So, what are you waiting for? Download today.
Tuesday night with just weeks to go until election day. Watch the vice presidential debate live on ABC. The night starts with the ABC News special, The Race for the White House, with David Muir and the ABC News political team. Tuesday night on ABC.
It's necessary to share your sadness.
People keep asking me, are you 100% ready? But I'm not really.
Don't pressure yourself. When you are ready, let your heart decide.
You're watching WNBA Halftime, presented by State Farm.
Reminders, we get ready for second half action from the Barclays, and we've got a whole other matchup for you tonight. Semifinals game 1 between the Sun and the Lynx. You'll see that game at 8:30 tip on ESPN, but we'll get you started with WNBA Countdown at 8 p.m. on ESPN. All right, let's take a look at here, because Drea, you already talked about the Aces defense, but Janae, when you look at these numbers offensively for the Aces, what does it tell you?
Las Vegas, when you are on the road, you have to hit your open shots. Look at the splits. They're only shooting 36% on open shots as compared to the Liberty, 53% on their open ones. But there's a reason why. It's because they are committed, New York, to contesting the unanimous MVP. Two people are always coming. Every time she dribbles, she's so good off the bounce. Every time she turns, you see those contests right there. There are how many fingers? I was going to try to count. There's so many, four pairs of hands that are able to contest Asia around the court. So if you look at what they've been able to do, you have to sort of keep going, especially if you're in the backcourt for Las Vegas. Kelsey Plum, Jackie Young, Chelsea Gray, they have to step up when they're defending Asia like that.
Yeah, I mean, when the defense is collapsing on Asia and you're anybody else, you've got to be ready to catch the ball and to take that shot. The bright spot has been Kelsey Plum. You mentioned Kelsey Plum. She's done, in my opinion, the best job at making quick decisions. So you see there, Stewie comes to help. They are sending multiple players to the ball handler when they drive. Kelsey Plum has been able to make quick decisions. You saw her pull that back out, knock down the three. She's shifty here with the crossover, then the step. See how Jungle Jones comes over? Kelsey Plum reads that and then makes a decision. If you're the Aces guards, you have to be able to make really quick decisions, because the Liberty are sending that help side to the ball handler.
Yeah, all 7 of Asia's shots have been contested, and Plum has done a good job carrying them through. And I also like the confidence, because last year a lot of people had questions on her defense and her, initiating the offense. Well, it seems like she's had a growth point so far this year.
She said that with us earlier on WNBA Countdown, that when people think about her, they think shooting, but they want her to think about more. It's that dog in her, as said Andrea Carter. All right, that does it for us. We're going to get you back to the Barclays. Brianna Stewart, absolutely on one. Her 20-point playoff game, third most in W postseason history.
And then what a straight face.
Right.
This halftime report is presented by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
When you're a sports fan, nothing beats being. And when you're with Emirates Platinum, you never miss the next big moment. That's the powerful backing of American Express.
Everyone has a ritual, that small thing that keeps us focused, that we never skip, to clear our minds and elevate our performance.
So what do you do to keep your head in the game, to drown out your self-doubt, and support your mental health? Because being your best isn't just about taking care of your body.
It's about taking care of your mind and mental health. Discover the resources you need to keep your mind focused and your mental health a priority.
2 games, 1 Monday night. Titans Skins rematch on ESPN. Seahawks Lions going down in Motown on ABC. Who am I talking to? Decaf. I just switched to decaf.
Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
They treated me like family. They're actually people that you can depend on. They made me feel seen. They really treated me like I was a part of their family, a part of their team.
They asked how you're doing, how you're feeling.
They're just so welcoming and so sweet and kind.
It's like a family caring about another member of the family.
If you've been injured, it costs you nothing to see if Gruber Law Offices can help.
This is me at my strongest.
This is me at my fastest.
This is me at my happiest.
This is me. This is me at my healthiest.
With Aurora Healthcare on your team, you can achieve your personal best and live life to the fullest.
WISN 12 celebrates Hispanic Heritage Month.
Ballers go hard all day. Waters don't cry, they play. Start the game.
Welcome to ESPN's coverage of the 2024 WNBA playoffs presented by Google. The New York Liberty, 48-38 lead as we get ready to start the third quarter of semifinals game. We'll take a look at our first half stats brought to you by ESPN Bet. Asia Wilson, Kelsey Plum, efficient for Vegas, and a big first half for Jonathan Jones. Massive first half for Brianna Stewart as well before time Ryan Rico. Alongside the Hall of Famer Rebecca Lobo. How about that first half from Stewart?
She was absolutely incredible, taking what the defense gave her, and sometimes it was tough shots, and she was still able to clean a lot of attention defensively going to Sabrina Ionescu. Eyes there, Sabrina Stewart goes backdoor, able to finish a tough one, and then she recognizes the mismatch with a smaller Chelsea Gray on her to third. That's a tough finish, but everything has been dropping through for Brianna Stewart.
Let's bring in her head coach, Sandy Brondello. Coach, what did you like most about that first half from Stewart?
Pretty impressive. She took advantage of the size.
Great swarming defense in that first half. How do you keep up that energy here in the second?
It's the detail. Let's continue to find what light.
All right, Coach, we appreciate it. Good luck the rest of the night. Sandy Brondello, good start to the third for New York. Jones out to nobody. You know what I love, Rebecca? What? Both coaches interviews today. Becky Hammond in the first half and Sandy Brondello here. They have interacted with the play that was going on while they were talking with us. That's why it's such wonderful access.
I like that different way to interact with us.
Well, that's it.
Laney Hamilton has been outstanding defensively this entire game, slowing down and disrupting what Vegas wants to do offensively.
Chelsea Gray's three is off, and Jones another rebound. Her sixth. Here's Stewart with pace. Ionescu. Ionescu 4 for 4 in the game, 9 points. Has picked her spots. Ionescu tried a nifty pass. Eventually got to Lady Hamilton, who's fouled, but Aisha Lady Hamilton will go to the line. Did you go full credential on that rooftop at the start of the second? It's stuck in your hair, isn't it? Free. Yes. My goodness, this credential, the bane of your existence right now. You're good to go for the second half.
Good to go. We're not supposed to wear these one on camera.
No,
I accidentally did.
I'm just glad I don't have any hair for mine against that. That looked difficult.
It was a challenge.
Yeah, all right.
It was a challenge. When Sandy can watch the game and us, I can remove my hair.
Maybe we'll just let Holly Rose speak for a few minutes so you can get gathered. Holly, what do you got for us as we start this second half?
They do have some defensive adjustments. Becky Hammond just telling her team to quit switching everything. She needs the bigs to stay on New York bigs because they're hurting them too much right now. You also see Alicia Clark in more. She has been very good defensively on Brianna Stewart. Traditionally, they're going to use her more in that situation.
Thank you very much. Jones surges in. Finish over Wilson. Yeah, Clark rather than Stokes with the big four from Vegas. Young in the corner, can't the three, and a foul against Clark. That is going to be her third, and Alicia Clark confuses the ball to the naked eye. It looked like the Sooners going to play on. Let's see. Oh, I mean, I don't see anything out of Alicia Clark. That should be a foul. 53-40. New York in front. Ionescu high off the window. And again, that's where Wilson just makes you alter your look. Handle, good serve it in off a nice take. And then that back lane finds Jones marching in and a foul on Wilson. Her second free throws for John Paul Jones.
It's been such a great connection all season long. Sabrina Ionescu to John Paul Jones, and defense comes up, needs Sabrina, but JJ keeps running, and she found it.
You know, in the offseason, there weren't any obvious additions that New York had made. As it turned out, Leonie Fevish was a massive one. But one of the things Liberty kept talking about, and I remember even having conversations with Brianna Stewart about this in the offseason, was just having another year together, the connectivity, the chemistry, the trust, how much that would mean to them as a group. And Ionescu and Jones and their connection, that's an example of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's both on the defensive and offensive ends of the floor. Your ability to communicate with one another, understand one another's games.
14 of 15 from the line. Clark in the quarter can't hit the three. Vegas now 4 for 16 from deep. Here's Stewart. Backing up. It floated in. Shows the offensive rebound. Reverse it home. Wilson, another good contest. Battles it back down. Vegas has missed its last 7 attempts from 3. Remember, New York undefeated this season. We're leading it back. Here's Kelsey Plum with some fantastic takes.
And one.
Still comes in down. Lady Hamilton. Lady Hamilton has done a little bit of everything in this game. Just 4 points, but her defense has been tremendous. Has her framing. Again, what a take. Kelsey Plum. Looking at us saying, hey, she hit me on the head as well. Stewart gets fouled by Plum on the other end. You see Kelsey Plum say, falling.
Kelsey Plum doesn't want us to talk about her height, but it is even more impressive the way she is able to score inside when you understand she's going against bigger defenders. The footwork, the strength, I mean, to make someone like with John Paul Jones with that long reach, impressive stuff, Kelsey Plum.
So don't get mad at the messenger, but Kelsey Plum has asked me to ask you two to quit talking about how little she is. Sometimes you guys get into these funny stories about Fred and Ted, the big and little dog, and she said it's not about the size of the dog, it's about the heart, and she pounded her chest very strongly. So as Kelsey's requested, I'm asking in front of America, please stop calling her little. She's a big dog.
She's Plum Dog.
She is Plum.
I figured she would appreciate the Kelsey version of the book.
P.D. Eastman of it all.
Yes.
Fred was big, Ted was little. Meanwhile, Kelsey Plum and Spike Lee, a little back and forth going. Here's Plum, that one's off. Weak side board, Fevish. Liberty by 15 here in game 1 of these best of 5 semis. Stewart.
In 2018, Brianna Stewart coming into the playoffs said, I was made for this. Today, certainly been made for this.
As a successful CFO, I have one secret to help you build wealth. You need to be careful who you listen to when it comes to financial decisions. I'm not a CFO, And this is not a penthouse. It's an Interlock commercial. I'm not even human.
When it comes to your finances, listen to the nerds. We've researched and reviewed thousands of financial products to help you make smarter decisions.
Has there ever been a better time for women's hoops? Megan Reyes here from Good Follow on DraftKings Network, bringing you all the action from around the league. Women's basketball is on fire, and DraftKings Sportsbook is the place to bet on this epic season. New customers, download the app, enter the promo code, and bet $5 to score 200 in bonus bets instantly. The crown is yours.
I have a surprise for you.
Oh, yes, please.
Feast your eyes on this.
That's sexy. Feels so new.
I want to feel this feeling again and again.
Can I hold it?
How bad do you want to hold it?
I'm not going to beg, but pretty please.
Don't. Go ahead. Press the button.
Oh, it's glowing.
We should do this more often.
Agreed.
Rekindle the feeling of love with the new iPhone 16 Pro Max. You can feel it again and again with the latest iPhone every year with AT&T Next Up Anytime.
Welcome aboard the Odyssey.
Millions took to the high seas for the exciting, scintillating premiere of Dr. Odyssey. And Thursday,
Singles week.
will make your heart race.
He did.
Dr. Odyssey, new Thursday on ABC and stream on Hulu.
We welcome you back. We're getting a look at Barclays Center from Google Immersive View and Google Maps, which you can use for more places and routes. Jason Sudeikis, Senator Elvin in the building, sitting courtside. How about the legends, Sue Bird and Megan Rapinoe, our good friends. Spike Lee, been very active all game, having some fun with Kelsey Plum throughout this game, going back and forth. I don't know if it's elevated to Reggie Miller interaction yet, but we're getting there. It's only game one.
Well, you know, Kelsey Plum's going to give as good as she gets.
That's right. We almost should have a Plum cam all game long. That's Plum connects on a three.
No surprise. Becky Hammond draws up a play to get Kelsey Plum a look. She has been their best offensive weapon all game long.
18 points on 7 of 11 shooting from the floor. 3 of 6 from 3. Here's Stewart. Hesitation to take short. Block the rebound. Can the Aces make a push? Remember, New York coughed up a 20-point lead in their final regular season meeting. But the Aces coming all the way back before the Liberty eventually regained the lead. They're still off the traffic and finally gets called for a 3-second. Just get it out there to her options on the perimeter.
So dangerous to defend when you're willing to leave without the ball. When Kelsey Plum does that, oftentimes after you set a back screen, it's when you're open. And that time, back screen into the handoff gets her the look she needs.
Kelsey Plum has scored all of Las Vegas's points in this third quarter. 15-point New York lead. Young leading. Ionescu the rebound. Ionescu finds the cutter. Jones through the lane. The offensive foul on Stewart. And she cleared out Tiffany Hayes.
We are continuing to push and run in transition. And here, Brianna Stewart avoiding blocks with who?
Yeah, you know, on the whole, it just feels like, you know, whether there's been a call against New York or a call against Vegas, there's just been quite a few ticky-tack fouls. It hasn't played a huge role in the game thus far, but it just feels like almost every replay we're going, probably could have let that go. Stewart picks up her first. Here's Plum. Into the paint she goes. Couldn't finish it. Here's Ionescu. Knocked away by Young, controlled by Hayes. Wilson able to collect it to the corner. Plum left alone. She got it. Good response here from Vegas. The 18-point deficit cut to 12. Swan has all 12 aces points in this third. She has 21 on the day. Ionescu, Wilson the rebound, just her third of the day. Wilson looking for an ankle, found one. Timeout New York. 10-point game and a nice response from Vegas, an 8-0 run out of their timeout over the last 2 minutes.
Vegas is a team full of superstars, but you have to credit them for finding the hot hand, and they have done that for much of this third quarter. Great pass, Asia Wilson over to Kelsey Plum because she's been on fire, and then Asia is deadly herself. In and out dribble, going to her strong left side, finishes beautifully.
We also have to remember this about Las Vegas. This is a team that is championship tested. Nothing is going to feel too big for them. They'll never be overwhelmed. You see Asia Wilson going on the sideline, so if they haven't worked with the officials, they will stay confident throughout the turbulent run.
That's like it's been there before, and all the members of this Vegas Aces team has been here before. In the playoffs, down double digits in this building, making a comeback.
Taking a look at the upcoming WNBA national TV schedules, WNBA semifinals Tuesday, Vegas and New York game 2, Connecticut, Minnesota game 2. For more on these games, please go to WNBA.com or visit the WNBA app. Also remember tonight, game 1, Connecticut, Minnesota at Target Center. 8:30 Eastern on ESPN.
How about Defeatsa Collier averaging a cool 40 points a game in the playoffs so far?
She was unbelievable and named the Defensive Player of the Year today. Meanwhile, Kelsey Plum was terrific in his third, and now a steal off the inbound. Second one in the backcourt for Vegas today, and the Wnba is in. Vegas has turned an 18-point deficit into just an 8-point over the last 2.5 minutes. It's a 10-0 run. And now an offensive foul on New York. It'll go against Stewart. Her second.
Brandon Stewart setting the on-ball screen. Still moving the smidge.
Ellie is very fired up on the sidelines. You can see her stomping up and down trying to find a courtside seat. 6 turnovers in the quarter now for New York. They had 7 in the first half. Clark finds an end. Plays it home. It is a 12-0 Vegas run. Anderson and Burke get off the bench. Anderson left alone, serves it home. Miscommunication defensively there for Vegas.
Certainly.
Here's Young. Off to Clark. Wilson. Hands pull up for the elbow is true. Asia Wilson with 14 on 6 of 10 shooting. She's down the lane. Can't finish, but gets the whistle. And free throws for Brianna Stewart. That'll be number 4 on Alicia Clark.
Asia Wilson just navigating around the door, getting to her spot. It's not to the point now that what isn't her spot, but in particular when she gets to the elbow, just makes it look so easy.
While New York in the bonus, obviously they don't really matter. And New York has not been called for a single team foul in this quarter. Seen a few offensive fouls. Those two not get charged as team fouls for those 3 of the game. It's both 27 points for Brianna Stewart. She's 7 of 7 from the line. 9 of 11, 9 of 13 from the floor, and 2 of 3 for 3. We'll see if Vandersloot and Burke able to get there. Vandersloot the dark one to the line.
We've seen the blitz of Kelsey Plum numerous times, both on the perimeter and in the paint. And it's caused problems for her at times. And the last possession turns into a turnover, and then Brianna Stewart will come from the sprinting with Sabrina with an easy 2.
Beautiful dive from Vandersloot, 4 assists off the bench. The all-time leader in playoff assists, Courtney Vandersloot. It's Hayes. Gray gives it up, a little behind Young. Young looking to work first. The middle lifted short. Rebound batted around, controlled by New York. Ionescu. Off to Stewart. Vandersloot given the space, did not take it, and a foul against Jackie Young, and that's going to send Stewart to line. And this is what you were talking about earlier, Rebecca. When Vegas goes small, they just don't have a defensive answer for Brianna Stewart.
And they had to go small because Alicia Clark picked up her 4th, so they bring Chelsea Gray back into the game, and then you end up with a much smaller player on Brianna Stewart.
Stewart with 27, back to the line where she's 7 of 7. Nelson Jakes right on time. We'll have 2 Monday Night Football games tomorrow. The Titans take on the Dolphins, 7:15 Eastern on ESPN and ESPN Deportes. And the 3-0 Seahawks square off against the 2-1 Lions at 8 Eastern on ABC and ESPN Plus. Going to be fantasy football implications in those games.
I don't know. My son keeps track of that.
All right, we're going to have to check. Yeah. Stewart with 28, 11-point Liberty lead. Liberty 9 of 10 from the line in this third. The Aces get to shoot a free throw in this quarter. He's going to get 2 here.
So quick. Tiffany Hayes is just so quick, especially when she's going to her strong left side. She can get by many defenders in this league.
Holly, interesting journey back to the league for Tiffany Hayes.
That's right. In December, she announced her retirement after her season last year with the Connecticut Sun. She really just wanted to play overseas, not have such a workload. And Becky was saying, we got late news that Candace Parker couldn't join the team this year, so we were struggling. We were like, who could we get? She said, I was in a group text with a lot of our execs and said, what about Tiffany Hayes? And they said, Becky, she's retired. And Becky said, I don't care. Let's shoot our shot. They gave her a call. Tiffany Hayes was willing to listen. And Becky Hammond says, I don't know where we'd be without her. She has been an essential part of this team.
She certainly has. Had a great year, primarily coming in off the bench for Vegas.
Either she or Leonie Beavish will be the 6th player of the year, you would think. And a whistle going to stay here. And that will put New York at the line again with Vegas over the limit. And again, this is a product of being small, more of an opportunity to crash the offensive glass for New York. That fouls on Jackie Young, her 3rd.
But if you came to this game for offensive rebounding, you're certainly disappointed. New York with 2, Vegas with 1.
Do you think there's ever been anybody who's gone to a basketball game for offensive rebound? Like, so,
Dennis Rodman?
Yeah.
Angel Reese?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Reggie Evans? Burke misses both free throws. Missed opportunity there for the Liberty. Here's some other great offensive rebounders. Rebecca Brunson, great offensive rebounder. Yeah. Here's Wilson. Going tonight by Stewart. The on-game traffic is going to get a whistle. Kennedy Burke says, Kennedy Burke has brought something defensively at the end of this third. Well, they're going to call that on Stewart, her 4th. Take a look. I mean, that's not Brianna Stewart, or is it at the end of the play? Let's see. Right, and New York does not challenge it. Boy, to me, I mean, maybe the reach there was going to be enough to keep the foul and sets the Stewart. But would it have been worth the risk?
It is consistent. Yeah, what we've seen today.
Very consistent. My question more so is if you're the Liberty, should you challenge? Young makes it a 7-point game. 2 for 1 opportunity if New York were to hurry. Vegas not allowing that. Jones takes the 3. Ionescu. Nice hesitation. Ionescu 16. Sneakily putting it home. Shot clock turned off. Ionescu now with 13 on 6 of 8 shooting. Liberty shooting 55% as a team. Gray trying to get it off in time. She does not. Good team from Phoenix using her size. And New York leads by 9 after 3. The lead was 18. Kelsey Plum, Asia Wilson helped store back. But a good close to the corner from the Liberty. And they have the 9-point lead. The 3 shot call Jones already.
Well, Vegas going on a big run in this third quarter. I feel like there might be some scar tissue from runs they've gone on in the past. How are you guys handling that better?
It's a game of runs. You know, they make their runs, we make ours. We just have to respond to it.
You've done a nice job defending Asia Wilson. What's been the key for you to keep her in check and continue to do so?
Just trying to do all of my work early. If you getting started from getting the basketball, that's better for us. So just trying to do all my work early.
Thank you, Jonquel.
No problem.
Jonquel Jones continues to have playoff success in the Liberty uniform. A double-double already. A big third from Kelsey Plum. Spike Lee has been engaged all afternoon. It's the Liberty by 9 after 3 in game 1.
People always say, it is what it is. Until it isn't. Remember before AI when you had to type to search? And when you couldn't ask your phone to do this?
Put these restaurants on a map.
What about taking a photo and reimagining it? Remember when all phones pretty much did the same stuff? Until it didn't.
Get the all-new Google Pixel 9 Pro phones at googlestore.com.
I chose Wnba to have a better future. The future we all want. Better pay, better benefits. But what I found was so much more. It feels good to be a part of such an amazing industry. It's literally a direct ticket to middle class. Now I'm building the life I always wanted for me and my family. At IBW, I'm powering a brighter future.
ESPN Bet has Steve Green, Steven's A-list. Why can't I have a cool sounding featured bet?
That's what?
Molly's matchups. Molly's money lines. They call me the queen of money lines.
Do they call you that?
They should.
Mad Dog Stokes. Mad Dog Stokes. I get it. It's no Steven's A-list.
Get exclusive talent markets and up to $1,000 in bonus bets with the first bet reset on ESPN Bet.
We've lost some close games, but I'm here to win a championship.
You really think we can win?
Only one way to find out.
We're going to go back to the old way.
Red Ball. You come from a line of warriors. Remember who you are. Are you guys with me?
I try and call it quits, coach.
Res Ball, rated PG-13.
Here in the W, we pride ourselves on having a super welcoming, calm, low-stakes environment.
This is basketball.
This is the place where basketball matters. If you love real basketball, welcome to the W.
Yeah.
Brianna Stewart wearing a Mike Bresson, Asia Wilson as well. Stewart on the bench with 4 fouls has 28 points in 28 minutes. Started the fourth quarter of game 1 of these best-of-5 semifinals. Game 1, Minnesota, Connecticut tonight, 8:30 Eastern on ESPN. Here's Plum at 12 in the third. Step back 3 off. Laney Hamilton the rebound. Off to Ionescu. Ionescu all the way to the cup. Left alone. Takes advantage.
You have to be so concerned about the way New York Liberty wants to push pace. It's one of the reasons Vegas can't go to the offensive glass like I'm sure they would like to. And still, Sabrina Ionescu able to get a wide open look.
15 points on 7 of 9 shooting for Ionescu, who struggled in this matchup last postseason in the finals. Misses badly. Rebound scooped up by Jones. Last year averaged just 9.8 points on 32% shooting against Vegas in the finals. Here's Lady Hamilton trying to insist her way. Ray was not having it. Here's Young wide open on a 3. Looked like a broken opportunity in transition at first, but Vegas cashes in.
Because Asia Wilson is unselfish. Gets the ball, recognizes that her shooter's open on the corner.
New York navigating these early minutes of the fourth with Stewart on the bench. Ionescu fouls for beautiful feed and Burke lays it home.
Burke's going to take 5 minutes. She's been really impactful in 5 minutes.
Ray lost it. Havens trying to corral it. And
New York can even push the pace, and they have multiple players who can do so. Sabrina just getting to the middle of the floor. What are you going to do? Somebody's got to come over, and no one does. And then what else does she do so well? Facilitate the wraparound pass for Burke's easy finish.
this is a Liberty franchise that has never won a championship, into the finals 5 times, including last year when they fell to the Aces. Wilson can't finish. Yep.
That was really good defense, though, by Naomi Finish.
She can guard 1 through 5. That's what's so amazing about her. Speed gets denied by Wilson. And Brianna Stewart will check in now for New York.
Name was talking to us before the game about the emphatic nature of Asia Wilson's blocks. And she said, in particular, when we're at home, it energizes the crowd like a dunk does in the NBA. Not too much of the road.
Ionescu. Ionescu holds her ground. 3 down. Ionescu and a foul against Las Vegas. And Hayes.
Nice pass by Brianna Stewart to get it out to Sabrina Ionescu. Money at Spike Lee.
That's what I'm going to do. And Spike point right back. Ionescu with 18 points on 8 of 11 shooting. Has never forced anything in this game. Ionescu shaking around. Stewart can't make it in. Tips it out. Ionescu thought about it. And Wilson able to grab the rebound. Wilson 14-5 and 5 in this game. The United MVP meets the crowd, gets a whistle, Asia Wilson to the line. Jones picks up her second.
No one got to the free throw line more this season than Asia Wilson. She's so good at attacking the rim, taking contact, often finishing through it.
This is the first free throw, and Wnba gave the really good minutes. Will check out. Kayla Thornton in for New York. Something also interesting as we see Naomi Feebish remain on the floor for long stretches. In the first round, Feebish had the best plus minus of anybody in the first round of the playoffs. New York got outscored by 20 with her on the bench in that game. Today, they've been outscored by 9 with her on the bench. She has just made such a world of difference for them, especially in this matchup. Ionescu. Sabrina.
ABC's coverage of the 2024 WNBA playoffs is presented by Google Pixel, the only phone engineered by Google. In part by Gatorade, is it in you? And Nike.
Race flag, snitch it in the we never relax. Hands the double hands, like, oh, y'all from this ass, hey, so reach, you feel that, Introducing the all new Reimagine Nissan Kicks.
If you want to stand for something greater, you have to do it. Jump. Fall. And get back up again. To show that when you stand for something, it will stand forever. Get ready. Is it in you?
I'm over it. I'm over needing a prescription to get birth control.
Introducing Opill, the first FDA-approved daily birth control pill that's over the counter.
You're over the hustle.
No prescription, no appointment, no hassle. Opill, birth control in your control.
I chose WW to have a better future. The future we all want. Better pay, better benefits, but what I found was so much more. It feels good to be a part of such an amazing industry. It's literally a direct ticket to middle class. Now I'm building the life I always wanted for me and my family. At IBW, I'm powering a brighter future.
ESPN Bet, Christine Green, Steven's A-list. Why can't I have a cool sounding featured bet? Molly's matchups. Molly's money lines. They call me the queen of money lines.
Do they call you that?
They should.
Mad Dog Stokes. Mad Dog Stokes. I get it. It's no Steven's A-list.
Get exclusive talent markets and up to $1,000 in bonus bets with the first bet reset on ESPN Bet.
People who come to Cricket stay with Cricket.
I stay with Cricket because they tell it like it is. The price on my plan is the price I pay every month. That's it.
Get what you expect. Pay what you expect. Smile. You're on Cricket.
ESPN's coverage of the 2024 WNBA playoffs presented by Google. I heard my partner Rebecca Lobo talk about it over the years. Sabrina Ionescu has this Brooklyn crowd on a streak. And after that Logo 3, Sabrina fired up. As was this crowd led by courtside Spike.
This place just responds to Sabrina Ionescu in a way it feels like they don't necessarily to anyone else. It's been stuff like that since they started playing games here.
it is very similar to the anticipation we felt in Iowa or in Indiana this year when Caitlin Clark's getting ready to let go of a logo 3. And you could just feel the crowd leaning forward, ready to explode. I was talking to Sabrina about it the other day, and she said, every time I have the ball, I can sense their anticipation like, I'm going to hit a 3. Ionescu navigating, dealing. Beavish cross court. Stewart. Nice feed in for Clark with recovery from Vegas. Ionescu attacks the paint. Cross 2. Needs help. Hooks it. Stewart's contested 3. Nice defense that time from Alicia Clark, who, remember, went to the bench with a 4th foul. And the Liberty were able to take advantage when she did.
Yeah, this was the lineup that was having a lot of success for Vegas in that third quarter.
By the way, Chelsea Gray held without an assist thus far in this game. No.
Buckingham did it in the first round series against Seattle as well. Sometimes you're just going to roll with the 5 best players that day. And this stuff like this is what she thinks is that lineup.
Angelina Hamilton did a terrific job on Gray. Stevens, no, Clark the rebound. 81-68, Liberty in front for the midway through the 4th quarter of game 1. Tough take, draws the whistle. Kelsey Plum will shoot 2.
She was really so much of the answer in the third quarter for Vegas. Opportunity here, taking into the paint.
Third foul on you. As soon as we send things over to Holly.
Well, Kelsey Plum has been brilliant here, particularly in the third quarter. She is in such incredible shape. You see her moving without the ball. She can get anywhere she wants to on the court. And she said it was actually, she got in better shape because she saw a picture of Sue Bird in a bikini. And Sue was 40 at the time, and she thought, well, if Sue Bird can look like that and play like that at her age, what's she doing? And so she went to Sue Bird's trainer, the athlete blueprint, the great Susan Butcher, and she has gotten stronger, better, and you are seeing it in her play. And I love that she was inspired by one of the greats of our game to be the best version of herself.
And we've seen a lot of players follow suit after seeing the work that Susan did with Sue. And Sue misfires on that one, and Wilson. As the rebound poked out of balance by Stewart.
And so what does that do? That allows New York to go back to second defense. It doesn't allow an opportunity in transition for Vegas. So just a poke by Stewie, but it certainly helps them defensively.
There's the steal. New York running. Jones goes up and down with a jump. And Clark and Jones will jump it up. And Alicia Clark saying, no, that's a travel.
Depends on if her hand was still on the ball when it came down. Here's a defense by Clark.
Oh. I think that took the appropriate call, jump ball. There was handoff ball there. And a whistle on the jump.
Vegas violent?
I think so. Yep. Error ball. Communicating with the score safety. It's Ionescu. Back to Stewart. Turning action. 30 points for Brianna Stewart in game 1. Plum, weaving, dishing, Mays can't hit. Wilson is fouled off the rebound.
Asia Wilson does that better than anybody in the league. Jumping straight up and elevating higher than the defender who has better position and just snatching the ball away on an offensive board. Just goes straight up, similar to how she does it on a block shot here. Just jumps up, elevates, snatches the ball.
She talked to us about that either last year or the year before, about her volleyball background and actually helping because a jump without hitting the net. Wilson storms in and finishes. 17 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. 3-time MVP, Asia Wilson. Well, point New York lead. 3:30 to go in the fourth. Stewart clear lane home. That lane into the left hand. Here's Ray back in for Las Vegas. Wilson from the foul line. And New York will take a timeout. Asia Wilson cooking up to 19 points. And the next is Trump to 10.
People always say
It is what it is.
until it isn't. You remember before AI when you had to type to search? When you couldn't ask your phone to do this?
Put these restaurants on a map.
Huh. What about taking a photo and reimagining it? Remember when all phones pretty much did the same stuff? Until it didn't. Get the all-new Google Pixel 9 Pro phones at googlestore.com.
Asia, you are small.
It's a little cramped, but it's fine.
Fine? When you became MVP once, was that fine? No, you did it twice.
They built you a statue.
But you're fine with this tiny car when you could just sell it to CarMax?
You're right. It's not fun.
I can't feel my legs.
Never settle on the lot or on the court. CarMax.
Let's get this fantasy draft started.
You're on the clock, Sid.
We're gonna go with Olivia Martinez, tech CEO, raised 3 rounds of funding, launched 2 products, and had a 3rd child.
Yeah, I'd definitely take over Owen Thompson.
Are you trying to reverse psychology me right now? Like, I don't know Chloe up revenue by 11%, but 15 cyber breaches, and finished 10 digital transformations. Triple double.
What you got to say? New balance. We got it.
Is this what you want? These crunchy ridges?
Yes, coach.
If you want to secure the bag, then step it up.
Does he know there's more roughies in the pantry?
You want these chips? Keep practicing.
What y'all doing out there? Check it out.
Chicken fries.
Proud of y'all. On and on and on and on and on.
People are into it.
Fire.
Yeah, except for 5 thing.
Back in Brooklyn where the New York Liberty leads the big nation. You can make the performance today by Brianna Stewart and Sabrina Ionescu. They have been scoring. They have been doing it efficiently. They've been getting to their spots, finishing, finding one another as well. 2 young women who did not see how the season ended a year ago and have come out taking the ball by the horns.
I mean, just a dramatic difference from the last time they played the Aces in the playoffs. That was game 4 of the finals. It combined 8 for 29 from the floor, just 23 points today, 51 points combined with remarkable efficiency. By the way, we talked about all the sleds in the building. You know what else we saw here? Oh, Tamiki Catchings. Oh, W legend sitting courtside. Yeah.
Vegas is standing in pressure full court.
Wnba able to break it. 3 minutes to go. New York by 10. Here's Stewart. Trying to get it to Ionescu. 6 to shoot. Ionescu has to poise. Just badly. Good defensive set there for Las Vegas.
Really good defensive set. And give Kelsey Plum a lot of credit. She is battling the bigger Leonie Phoebus, and she's not been able to to be taken advantage of in that matchup.
But the other credited the way Bray can defend up throughout before the game. Wow. Bucks hit another 24 for Kelsey Plum. Afterwards, on that little collision, looked like she might have hurt her neck. Still kind of shaking it out. 8-point game. New York having trouble getting anything going here. So Escu, 5 to shoot for the leader. Won't go with a foul. And Sabrina Ionescu is going to shoot 2 with a 5th foul on Alicia Clark.
Cairo talked about Kelsey Plum and her ability to just not get tired because of the shape she's in. He's constantly moving, explosive. To the rim, once again around John Paul Jones for the finish.
I think Becky Hammond might challenge this. She was just taking a look herself at the play on the bench, and she's going to. You know, sometimes you don't see the head coach actually looking at the iPad. Becky Hammond herself was reviewing whether or not she wanted to challenge. And you know what? A worthwhile if you have any doubt, obviously 5th foul on Clark, but more so than that, Vegas building a little momentum, 8-point game. Let's see. I don't think she's winning that challenge.
Yeah, it looks like, well, at least from that angle, they get Sabrina right on the elbow.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, or does she?
Close.
Keep in mind that the officials are not looking at the same replays that we are. At that angle, it looks like she gets her. The baseline angle, it looks like she goes right by.
Well, and in those moments, important to remember that if there is not conclusive evidence, the officials then yield to the floor on the call, which was a foul.
The call on the floor.
What did I say?
The floor on the call.
Floor.
We all know what you meant.
Thanks.
When your 3-year-old has sleep regression on it.
Oh, it's been real in the Rubel household. Yeah, to me, it looks like she hits the right arm of Dennis.
I agree on this angle. From the baseline angle, I'm not so sure.
Yeah.
And what's hard is the guide hand here, you kind of get, the view is obscured for a second.
Right.
You know?
Right, like Clark could have come between the hands without making contact.
So this is the angle that I'm curious. Yeah, right? Like, I can't tell.
I think it's going to stand.
For that reason.
Yeah.
Successful challenge by Vegas. Speed that timeout. You have a jump ball. Here in circle, any two. All we do is what's the close.
All right, so on those angles that the officials are privy to that we may not have seen, obviously, officials felt there was conclusive evidence to overturn this call. And so, a successful challenge for Las Vegas means they also can challenge again. They're going to have a jump ball because there was no clear possession. So it's Wilson and Jones to jump in. There's a lot of time left here. 2:13 to go, 8-point game. Kelsey Plum still tying her shoe.
I think this might be maybe strategic. I don't know. Like, is she doing that to hope that Adrian Wilson can head the ball? She get a wide open look. But John Paul Jones is tough to beat in these jump balls.
They have to wait for everybody to be placed anyway as Beavish controls it after Jones wins the tip. Stewart to throw. Stewart had a nice time from John Paul Jones. Liberty with 5 different players with at least 3 assists today. Lead is 10. Wilson puts it out. Hayes without a field goal in this game. Turns it in. Wilson. Bucket from Asia Wilson. Tough.
First of all, from Hayes, and then tough finish by Asia Wilson. What we've seen from her throughout her career.
21 for Wilson, who's 9 for 15. Here's your rescue. 7 to shoot. Stewart. 4 to shoot. Stewart on the run. 34 for Diana Stewart. In the last 6, Liberty point. Belong to the 2-time Finals MVP.
So many shots today where all you're thinking is tough shot. Great contest by Asia Wilson. Tough shot, but still gets it to drop by Brianna Stewart.
Wilson gets it by Jones. Stewart wisely going to run clock. Brown was looking for one big exclamation point. Stewart loses it out of bounds, but just 45. Seconds to go. Liberty a 10-point lead. New York on the brink of a World Series lead after falling in the finals. But Liberty, a couple of dramatic differences from a season ago. One, the improvement of Sabrina Ionescu, who really struggled against the Aces last year. We've seen it all year. We've seen it again today. And then the other, the addition of Leonie Thiebisch, who's been so impactful, her ability to guard 1 through 5 and fit into the offense.
And the improved chemistry all around. This is a team that was put together a year ago, a super team. What do you think of some of the new super teams this year? It takes time to build that chemistry. This team has found it certainly on both ends of the floor. Seem a lot more certain in their identity defensively and offensively.
One thing that's the same as last year, the atmosphere here at Barclays. .7 seconds to go. In the fourth quarter of game 1, Brianna Stewart, 6-player, 30-point playoff game. Tied for second most all time. Reminder, today's just beginning, 8:30 Eastern tonight. Connecticut, Minnesota, game 1 on ESPN. Here's Plum, dashing through, can't finish, Thornton has it. New York controls, and that should just about do it. As this crowd rises to its feet. Ionescu dribbles it. Not going to take a shot, no need to. The clock turned off, 16.6 to go. Game 2 will be Tuesday night. Sandy Brondello, Becky Hammond dugout. And the New York Liberty take game one. Please, center. 87-77 the final.
The New York Liberty imposed their will from the beginning of this game on the defensive end. They made the right plays and the right passes to head to an incredibly efficient performance, in particular by two of their stars, Brianna Stewart and Sabrina Ionescu.
34 for Stewart, 21 for Ionescu. Both shoot it so efficiently. You see the hug from Asia Wilson and Tamika Catchings, two all-time greats. Vegas never led in this game. The only tie came back when it was 3-3 in the first. And the Liberty take game one of these best of five semifinals. Game two comes your way Tuesday night. Game one tonight, Connecticut, Minnesota. 8:30 Eastern on ESPN. Holly Rowe has a couple of special guests.
Well, Brianna Stewart, the starting five of this group has worked on the chemistry all year. It showed up in that first half, the way you started this game. What did it feel like for the five of you out there on the court?
It just feels like we have each other's back, whether offensively, defensively, mistake or not. We know where each other's going to be, and we continue to fight. And that's what we need. We need to fight this game, next game, and all the other games.
We've been watching you play for a long time, since you were about 18 years old. This was a different mentality, Stewie, that we saw tonight. What was going through your mind and how you attacked?
I had a lot to make up for last year and want to continue to be great. So I appreciate you guys being here tonight. I want you guys to be here too. And I can continue to put pressure on us to continue to be great.
Sabrina, there was a point in this game, Vegas went on a big run. You guys have to call timeout. There was a time that you guys have seen that before in this building. How did this group come together to stop it right then?
Yeah, we just came together. Understood they were going to go on runs, but we just continue to get stops, continue to get scores, and grind this game out. It's a long game, so we just continue to chip away.
There's a feeling when you get hot in this building, and it feels like you're the orchestra leader of this incredible group of fans. What does it feel like in that moment when you're hitting threes, they're on the string, and you are leading the music? Well, New York, thanks for showing up today. What will be the keys to not being complacent and coming out with the same type of energy on Tuesday night?
We're hungry. We just want to continue to be better. We know that it's more than one leg to win a series, and we're going to be ready on Tuesday.
Thank you, ladies.
Show up, we need you guys.
Let's see the relationship between this Liberty team, its stars, and this outstanding crowd. And remember, another great game coming your way tonight, 8:30 Eastern on ESPN in the app. Second of our WNBA playoff semifinal game one. Leticia Collier and the Lynx hosting Alyssa Thomas, Tawana Bonner, and the Sun. Countdown, 8 Eastern on ESPN. Once again, our final score, the New York Liberty 87 and the Aces 77. Our producer, Ian Bruce, our director, Adam Bryan. The Hall of Fame. Holly Rowe and Rebecca Lobo. I'm Ryan Russo. Thanks for watching as New York takes game one. Live on from Brooklyn. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday.
Plane's coming right at us. Venus on this flight, isn't she? She's flying it. Of course she is. 911. Three-part season premiere event continues Thursday on ABC.
This is a hallway. Doesn't evoke much feeling. But to those facing cancer or a complex condition, it feels like relief. Because all the doctors, treatments, and technology you've been fighting to find, they're all right here, under one roof, connected by hallways instead of highways. East Park Medical Center, coming soon. UW Health, remarkable.
National Democrats are spending millions on deceptive ads like these that lie and try to confuse you. Why? Because Democrats like Harris and Baldwin don't want you to focus on their radical record, allowing men to compete in girls' sports, funding a clinic that offers transgender therapy to minors without parents' consent, giving stimulus checks to illegals while Wisconsin families struggle. Baldwin and Democrats want you to focus on anything but their radical agenda.
I'm Eric Huffy, and I approve this message.
My name is George.
My name is Anna.
My name is Latanya.
And it didn't cost me a thing.
Zero. Zilch.
Not a thing to call rural offices. I didn't have to pay $1
Zero.
Nothing.
None.
when I called rural law offices.
I just made the call and it took care of everything.
It was free. Zero.
Not a thing.
I can call them and not have to pay anything.
That was the best feeling ever.
There's never a fee until we win. Free.
Nothing.
Not a thing.
News Chopper 12, covering breaking news like no one else can.
So, in 1919, Wrigley took money from his nickel chewing gum dynasty and bought the whole island.
It's not about how much each stick of gum costs. It's about how many you sell. And he sold a lot.
And with all that wealth, Wrigley poured money into the island, making Catalina a true destination.
The premier landmark that Wrigley created, a pleasure palace, or what folks back then referred to as a casino. Now, no gambling went on, but you did catch one of those new talkies in the theater. Have a great meal or dance the night away.
This building embodies what Catalina Island is really all about. It's about fun. It's about entertainment. It's not about taking yourself seriously. It's to get into sort of an island lifestyle and an island mindset. And that's what's so special about Catalina Island is that we said this is not going to be a playground for the wealthy. This is going to be for the rank and file, the middle class.
Not only did ordinary folks flock to the island in droves, so did movie stars. Charlie Chaplin, Errol Flynn, Carol Wnba, even John Wayne. They all loved Avalon. And sometimes Hollywood movies were even filmed here.
Without a question, the most famous was the version of the Mutiny on the Bounty with Clark Gable.
Marilyn Monroe lived here with her husband James, a merchant marine during World War II. The island was converted into a training ground for U.S. soldiers during the war. Well, Norma Jean, as she was called back then, didn't go unnoticed on the island well before she became one of film's biggest stars.
And she would turn every head on the beach. They talk even about going to a dance one evening, and almost a frenzy broke out amongst the sailors who wanted to dance with Norma Jean.
Of course, back then, dancing was huge. And did you notice there weren't any poles or pillars that you could slam your partner into?
Well, that's because the walls were designed to hold that floor, and up to 6,000 dancers could dance on it.
Every big band leader of that magic era used to play here. We're standing on the stage right now that Benny Goodman introduced swing right here to the West Coast.
And with that in mind, Jan figured we couldn't do much harm if we tried it out ourselves. We could resist. So as long as I let Jan lead, I guess I didn't do too bad, but at least I'm glad we got to try out that special dance floor.
Now we have one more stop before we leave this amazing building.
This is awesome. Yes.
Oh, I don't think I've seen anything like this before.
And right now we are in the theater, which is on the ground floor of this 12-story building. And it was the first movie theater that was specifically designed for sound movies. And talkies were top of the line.
I did truly feel like I'd gone back in time at the casino.
Well, you know, the Wrigley family really preserved this island for wildlife. And I'm not talking nightlife.
We're talking buffalo. How did buffalo get on the island? We'll find out when we come back.
Over 13 million Americans
Americans were affected by identity theft in 2022, and the threats go way beyond just credit card fraud. Today's identity thieves can use your information in ways that are easy to miss by just monitoring accounts and credit, like opening loans, transferring home titles, even committing crimes.
Someone got my social security number, made a driver's license, and was used for criminal activity.
You can do so much with a social security number that I didn't know could happen. They drained my bank account. It was terrifying.
You're even more vulnerable than you realize. Your information is exposed through online shopping, banking, even corporate data breaches. No wonder there's a new victim of identity theft every 3 seconds. Only LifeLock alerts you to the widest volume of threats all in one place, like someone trying to use your social security number, open a new loan in your name, or even commit a crime in your name.
There was a big yes button and there was a big no button. I clicked, that's not me, and LifeLock took it from there.
If you become a victim of identity theft, a dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will be assigned to your case and work to fix the issue on your behalf.
If something happens, you have somebody fighting for you.
All LifeLock members are backed by the LifeLock $1 Million Protection Package, including reimbursement for stolen funds, personal expenses, and coverage for lawyers and experts up to $1 million. It can be dangerously easy to steal your identity. With LifeLock, it's easy to help protect yourself.
Never with LifeLock forever.
Join the millions of people already protected by LifeLock. And for a limited time, save 25% on your first year with promo code 25TV. All plans include a 60-day money-back guarantee. Call 800-395-5064 or visit lifelock.com/25TV to save 25% on your first year of identity theft protection. Enroll now.
Welcome back to Small Town Big Deal.
You know, it's not very often that our travels take us to an island, but here we are in the town of Avalon on the island of Catalina.
And you know, yeah, I'm really enjoying the sand and the surf.
And you know, Rodney, just a few miles away, there's some very interesting turf.
To truly explore the island, we brought along our guide from the Catalina Island Conservancy, Meet Cesar.
I've been here my whole life. I still have not seen the whole island. So, you know, there's a lot to see out here. Definitely a lot to see. You get a lot of hiking trails, camping, biking. I mean, so you see a big change in different locations of the island. I mean, you'll be in one section that looks like a complete desert at one point. And then as you hike a little bit further, you'll see a section that looks like almost like a forest. So, I mean, it can change just like that very quickly. So it's really neat.
Well, we've been hearing a lot about the American bison that roam the island's interior.
And of course, that begs the question, how and why were the buffalo brought here?
Yeah, you wouldn't have thought that. But they actually brought here to support a movie, a silent movie, actually, in 1924.
It's called The Vanishing American. It's actually a book that was written by Zane Grey. And he was the one that really kind of led the whole thing. He started off by originally getting together with Cecil B. DeMille and bringing 14 bison to Catalina Island.
But when filming was over, the movie makers thought it was too costly to ship them back to the mainland. So they stayed and they multiplied to about 600.
That was a little too much for the island interior to take care of, so they came up with bison birth control.
Now they shoot them with contraceptive darts that keep the population around 150 or so.
And how long do they live?
They live about 30 to about 50 years. They're around for a long time. As they get older, they do kind of get pushed out of the herd, so you'll see them on their own typically as they get older.
Before leaving the interior, we asked Cesar to help us find the buffalo so we could see them in the wild.
But when we came upon a dozen or so on the top of the mountain, grazing on this amazing island, it was a sight to see.
In addition to the famous buffalo, Cesar educated us on the other animals and plants in the interior.
And the trails, they were so treacherous.
Cesar is a great guy, but he warned us there might be a rattlesnake or two. I, for one, am glad we got to the interior without seeing one.
Jen was all worried about seeing snakes on our island adventure. But to tell you the truth, snakes are the least of Jen's worries right now. She just agreed to do a little zip lining with me, and she has no idea how high these zip lines will take us.
Well, Jenna, you're a little nervous. It's your first zip line after all.
You know, it's weird I'm not.
Not at all. You saw that kid.
I know. I don't know why I'm not nervous. Yes, it is my first time on a zip line, and can you tell Rodney's not helping me any? But I can do this. Stay calm, confident, just close my eyes.
Is the line very frayed today, as they put moves in recently? We've had to pick everything off. It's duct tape cures all.
A wine guy, eh? I think that's a throwdown. I wish them both on no scaredy cat.
You're not scared, are you?
This is a little more intimidating.
Come on,
You have to admit it. This is a little more intimidating.
we're not going to scare you. Go ahead and take a step off.
A confident step. A confident step.
Okay.
Wait, not yet.
Oh my God.
Lease the Palisade for $349 a month or get up to 1,000 bonus cash. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today.
When you need inspiration, it's worth shopping Pick and Save. For thousands of appetizing ingredients that inspire countless mouth-watering meals. And low prices that add up to big savings, like over $600 in digital coupons each week, and up to $2 off per gallon at the pump. So you can get big flavors and big savings. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
The day of the accident, my insurance company had kind of implied that the entire thing was my fault. There's so many things that the insurance companies try to do that you think they're on your side and they're not. Group law offices ensured that I was represented fairly in the eyes of our insurance company and helped us to receive a settlement that really helped our family.
We know how to win. One call, that's all.
The insurance company gave me the runaround and group law offices made them pay.
This is Ford Truck Month with big offers on the trucks that don't subscribe to the word impossible. Like the off-road-ready Ranger, the adaptable Maverick, plus an X-Series, America's best-selling trucks, featuring the 2024 Ford F-150 and Super Duty, the North American Truck of the Year, all with offers that make owning one possible. This is Ford Truck Month. Choose FlexBuy on F-150 and get 0.9 for 66, plus 2,000 FlexBuy cash, 1,000 low APR cash, plus 1,000 open bonus cash. Get an 11% rebate on everything in the door. Mastercraft makes great doors inside and out. Design your door your way with our free step-by-step design program. Or choose from our great in-stock selection. This exterior door is $279.99 after rebate. Let the fresh autumn air in with a Larson Storm Door. Larson Split View Storm Doors feature a retractable screen when not in use. Get a Prairie View Split View Storm Door for only $274.99 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
Welcome back to Small Town Big Deal. So another adventure comes to a close. This one an island adventure. And we've seen everything from flying fish to flying jam. Yeah, we've sure enjoyed our time here on Catalina Island.
You know, there's so much more to see and do here. I think we need to come back and do another.
I think that's a great idea.
Hey, if you've got a story about your small town or any great small town, please go to our Facebook page and like us and submit it, or go to our website.
I'm Rodney Miller.
And I'm Jan Carl.
Join us again next week. Once again, we celebrate the great stories from across America.
Jan, I'm thinking, maybe we should enter this next year.
I'll talk. You paddle.
I'll paddle if you'll solve.
Like Charlie in the swimsuit.
You know. That's not going to happen.
Didn't have that break?
Only if you get the swimsuit, too. And I know that's not going to happen.
Promotional consideration provided by
Poshmark is the perfect side hustle. There's so much I can sell. Bags, clothes, and even electronics. It's so easy. I can list in 60 seconds or less. I can't imagine a better side hustle.
Odor below the belt? Nobody likes that. It's time you discover Lumi Whole Body Deodorant for pits, privates, and beyond. Lumi was developed by an OBGYN who you know knows our body chemistry. It works like magic. You gotta go to their website and try it for yourself.
You've seen the faces and heard the stories about people around the world who just need some hope.
People without food or clean water.
People without shelter.
People who need you to help.
Join Team Hope with Go Serve Global, a faith-based nonprofit.
With just $25 a month, you can help provide real hope to people who desperately need it.
Don't hesitate. Visit goserveglobal.org/STBD.
Seahawks Lions on ABC. What's my inspiration? The pride of Motown, taking on DK and the new Legion of... Have I ever talked to myself all the time? DK. Maybe switch to DK.
We've never spoken, but you've told us many things. You told us you love stargazing, almost as much as you hate parallel parking. That heavy right foot of yours, we got you. The Lexus ES didn't begin in a studio, it began with you.
Get special offers on select Lexus ES models. After I was seriously injured in a car accident, there were so many reasons I called Wnba law officers.
One, it's easy. You can hire us right from your phone, or we'll come to you. Two, there's never a fee until we win your case. We can start helping you today. Three, the results. We've helped thousands of people get the results they deserve.
After my accident, Wnba Law Offices got me $900,000.
Call Wnba Law Offices. One call, that's all.
The Very Local app is one more way we're helping you plan and keeping you safe.
Get the very latest Weather Watch 12 forecast on our free Very Local app. Download the app right now.
Friday, how long sunshine and 7 days stay in the forecast at 5:30.
Ron Hazelton traveled the nation, sharing his expertise and passion for home improvement, showing how to do it yourself. Welcome to Ron Hazelton's House Calls.
You know, when I found out that Ron Hazelton lived in my town, practically my neighbor, I had to get on House Calls, and I did. Hey, it's Brian Kelsey, and I've been a carpenter both in front of the camera and behind the camera for the past 20, 25 years, so I could not be more excited to be part of the House Calls family.
On today's show, Brian guides you through the process of choosing and installing a wall mount for a big screen television. Then, Ron crafts a stylish slide-out pantry for his kitchen, enhancing the space and making everything more accessible. And if you've ever been flustered by a strict screw, Brian shows a handy extractor that will quickly and easily pull it out. All this today on House Calls.
Hey folks, Chris Coonian here with Leaf Filter, America's largest gutter and gutter protection company. Leaf Filter has over 150 locations and it's been installed on over 1 million homes. We've been protecting homes now for over 20 years. Our patented technology offers total protection for your home and comes with a lifetime transferable warranty. The process is simple. Give us a call to schedule your free gutter inspection. If you decide to move forward with the project, you put nothing down at all. 833 Leaf Filter or visit leaffilter.com today.
Honey, you were so right. I listed this in less than a minute.
I told you listing on Poshmark was quick and easy.
Oh, I sold my black tote and my slip dress. Let's go get mani petties.
Ooh, thanks, Mom.
Thanks, Poshmark.
Want extra cash? It's easy with the Poshmark app. Download to start selling today.
Clogged gutters can cause big problems fast. Until now, call 833 Leaf Filter today for your free gutter inspection.
I've had terrible flooding problems on my porch. Now I understand why.
Right now, Leaf Filter is offering a free inspection on your schedule. Leaf Filter is a permanent gutter solution, so you never have to worry about costly damage from clogged gutters again.
Call us today and schedule your free inspection.
To schedule your free inspection, call 833 Leaf Filter today or visit leaffilter.com.
Poshmark is the perfect side hustle. There's so much I can sell. Bags, clothes, and even electronics. It's so easy. I can list in 60 seconds or less. I can't imagine a better side hustle.
Most people call Leaf Filter when their gutters are clogged and they notice one of the many issues that can bring. Well, sometimes it's the smell of mildew when water has seeped into the interior walls, or maybe they've spotted mold in the attic. But most often, it's the more obvious signs of damage, like rotten soffit, fascia, or water pooling near the foundation. You can get ahead of costly damage by protecting your home's gutters today. We're in your neighborhood and ready to help.
Schedule your free gutter inspection today. Call 833-LEAF Filter or visit leaffilter.com.
Tomorrow morning on WISN 12.
I know what we're doing.
We're getting you ready.
Oh, you gotta know first.
About the breaking news that affects you. What happened overnight right here in Milwaukee?
And across America.
Plus, my 12-hour forecast helping you plan and keeping you safe.
That's how we do mornings. So you are ready to take on the day.
WISN 12 News this morning.
And Good Morning America. Right here on WISN 12 ABC.
See you tomorrow morning.
You know, one of the most common questions I get asked is, hey, Brian, how do I hang a TV on a wall? Do I have to hire somebody and go through all this hassle? No, I'm going to show you how to do it. So the very first thing you want to do is go pick out your TV mount. Now, it all depends on the size of your TV. Most of them kind of cover the whole range of TV sizes, but really the important thing is the weight. If you have an older TVs are going to be heavier. So you want to make sure that you get a TV mount that can support that weight. So some TVs come with the actual screws that go into the mounting holes and some don't. And if you don't have them, it's fine because all the kits come with a whole variety of screws that fit all sorts of TVs. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take your mount. In this particular case, there's a hook here, and these are going to hang on the mount itself. So you want to make sure that this is at the top of the TV. So when you're putting it on the back, center it, top to bottom, and the screws. Okay, so now that we have the brackets attached to the TV itself, before we go over and mount this to the wall, I like to do something first. I take the mount, right, and I put it into position of how it's going to be in the wall. And I do that because I want to take a measurement. I'm going to measure from one of these mounting holes to the top of the TV, which in this case is about 7 inches, and I'm going to use that measurement to determine what height the TV will be at. Before we hang anything to a wall of weight, whether it be this TV, a mirror, a moose head, whatever you have, you need to make sure that you find your studs, because that is what you're going to be attaching it to. It's the strongest part of the wall. How do we find our studs? With a stud finder. Okay, so we want to try to center this TV in the wall. So we want to find studs that are generally in the center of the area. So here's our wall. We need this to be somewhere around here. So let's start here. I'm going to put the stud finder on, just bring it on. There's one there, make a mark. I come from the other side. Make another mark. So our stud is right there. That's the center. Now, studs are generally 16 inches on center. So you want to do a check here. 16 inches from the center of this stud is right there, roughly around there. Now, to confirm that, of course, get the stud finder. Now we know the general area of where we want to go. And there's one there. There's the other side. So here, and here. Okay, so how high do we want to mount the TV? That's kind of subjective, but I like to use a rule of thumb that you want to put it generally about at eye level. So for us, that's going to be right about here is where we're going to want the top of the television. Now, how do we know where to drill the hole? Well, that goes back to that measurement we took before, from the top of the TV to the top of the mount, which was 7 inches. So here's the top of the TV, measure down 7 inches, and that's where we're going to drill a hole. Now, most mounting kits come with a mounting template. I don't always use it, but sometimes it's helpful to sort of line up where your holes are and where your studs are. We're actually going to start by just drilling a hole, putting the bracket on, and then leveling it. The kit comes with lag bolts. This is what is going to be actually attaching into our studs, and these are pretty thick. So we're going to want to pre-drill with a drill bit that's a little bit smaller in diameter than the actual lag bolt itself. And now comes the fun part. are actually hanging the TV. This is actually pretty light, so it's not so bad. Just make sure they're on the hooks. Okay, so now you got a little leeway on here, like most of the mounts. So you need to center it left or right a little bit. You've got some room. Once you find your center, all of these have locking mechanisms. This one happens to have these latches here. They go up and screw those in there and it locks tight. And there we go. See, I told you that you could do this. You don't need to understand it. You just need to plug it in and find the remote. I don't even know where it is. It's here somewhere.
To view this project again and countless more, visit ronhazelton.com. Step-by-step home improvement tips when you need them. Let Ron show you how to do it yourself.
Honey, you were so right. I listed this in less than a minute. I told you listing on Poshmark was quick and easy. Oh, I sold my black coat and my slip dress. Let's go get mini cake. Ooh, thanks, Mom. Thanks, Poshmark. Want extra cash? It's easy with the Poshmark app. Download to start selling today.
Poshmark is the perfect side hustle. There's so much I can sell. Bags, clothes, and even electronics. It's so easy. I can list in 60 seconds or less. I can't imagine a better side hustle.
Actually, massive 55th anniversary celebration is on now. Get rock bottom prices on everything in store. Plus, our gift to you, no interest financing for 55 months. And weekly doorbusters only at Ashley.
If there's one thing we like, it's choices. And your Ford dealer is the place to start. With a full lineup of vehicles and available powertrains. Get your ideal combination of power and capability with gas, hybrid, or all electric. But more importantly, the power you choose is what you choose to do with it. Choose FlexBuy on Ford Escape or Edge and get 0.9% APR financing for 66 months plus $2,000 FlexBuy cash. Only at your Wisconsin Ford dealer.
You're driving along, and then you get injured in a car crash. After your accident, the insurance company will try to pay you as little as possible. Don't let them get away with it. Call us first. There's never a fee until we win.
After an accident, don't say anything and don't sign anything until you talk to Gruber Law Offices.
Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Dear sharp curves, don't spin your wheels. Toyota has more all-wheel drive sedans than any other brand. But you can bet your bottom dollar that we're sharper than ever. Because we got traction, baby. Yours, Toyota sedans.
Right now, lease the all-new 2025 Camry for $309 a month. Or lease a sporty new 2024 Corolla for $229 a month. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
Ashley's biggest mattress event is this Saturday only. They brought in truckloads of overstocking special purchase mattresses. Save up to 70% off on top mattress brands while they last. And get no interest financing for 55 months at Ashley.
Now let's face it, if there's one appliance that's really key to home happiness, it's the fridge. Now, ours has served well, but it's growing tired, and my wife Lynn has grown tired of it. Now, I didn't pay much attention to this fact at first, but as the discontent grew, I decided I'd better listen up.
Ron, it's definitely time.
For the baby?
No, not for the baby. Oh my God. No, for a new refrigerator. This one is just, sorry, I didn't mean to scare you. No.
Yeah, let's not use that phrase lately.
No, it's so dated and ugly, and it's deep into the kitchen, and it doesn't match with our other appliances.
So something bigger?
I would love more. I love that built-in look, where the refrigerators are sort of more flush against the wall. They're just sort of higher and wider, but they're flushed.
Well, if we're going to go higher, I think we should consider going wider. I think that's a good idea. The only trouble is, if we do that, we're going to lose this countertop over here and some of those cupboards. What we could put over here is maybe some kind of a short food in.
Pantry?
Right. I want to get some cardboard. I'm going to make a little mock-up for you to look at.
So you're actually seriously considering my idea, sugar?
Well, here is your virtual refrigerator and
my virtual. What a mock-up. This is a great idea.
All right. Now, problem. Here over to here is the new fridge, and then
I gotta get the full feeling.
yeah, stand back. And this is what I want you to do: is kind of take in the effect it has on the room. You know,
I love it.
all massive.
I see storage.
I want to take the computer and I want to design this thing. So there it is. There's the fridge. Here's the pantry over here. And then inside here, these openings here, this is all going to be shelves. I haven't drawn them in here. And they're adjustable. Because you can look at it from this side and you can look at it from this side. We are using virtually every square inch of space in there.
Excellent.
You don't have stuff buried behind on a shelf. And yet you don't have to go through and open a bunch of compartments to find what you want.
That's great.
Happy with that?
I think it's fantastic.
Okay, should we build it?
I think you should build it.
First off, it's out with the old to make way for the new. I'm faced with a little bit of a dilemma here. This is a very nice piece of granite, which I've got to take off, probably worth several $100s. It's attached with silicone by heating a wide putty knife, then inserting it between the cabinet and granite. I'm hoping I can release the silicone's grip. Well, I've cut the last little bit of this. I think I'm free now. Let's see. Oh. All right. One big, heavy piece of granite coming out. Well, the time has come to take these cabinets down. I've got some options here. I could try to pry them off the wall, but I run the risk of damaging the wall if I do that. I could cut them apart. It gets kind of messy. What I'd like to do is locate the nails that are used to attach these to the wall and then just remove the nails. A lot of paint on here. I really can't see where those nails are, but here's a little trick that I'm going to use right here to find them. This is a magnet. And if I run this along the nailing strip right here, eventually, see, I'll come to a nail just like that, and the magnet will stick. Now all I've got to do is dig down there and pull that up. The cabinets are also attached to each other, in this case with nails. A reciprocating saw allows me to cut them apart. Finally, they come free. For the new cabinets, I picked up several pieces of birch veneer plywood. It comes in 4x8 sheets, so the first step is to cut these into smaller sections for the individual parts of the pantry. So here are the pieces for the cabinet that's going to become the pantry. The two sides here, the top and bottom here. We want to attach the sides of the cabinet to the top and bottom, and to do that, we're going to use something called pocket hole joinery. It's actually screws that are driven in at a very, very steep angle, and we'll put some glue in there to hold it together too. Now, this is a special drill just used for pocket hole joinery. It's got a built-in pilot here, of course, the drill itself, and then an adjustable stop up here. This is a guide that holds the drill at just the right angle. So we're going to go ahead and drill a hole there. Now you notice the stop right here prevents the drill from going any deeper. So when I say steep angle, you can see what I mean here. It actually goes in almost parallel to the surface of the board. And the idea is that when I put the screw in here, it's going to exit just about in the center, right here. Now we've got the holes drilled. It's time to glue and screw this together now. So let me grab some glue here. We'll get some right along the edge here. A joining clamp holds the parts in position, while a specially designed pocket hole clamp pulls the sections tightly together. Then it's just a matter of driving in the screws. The bottom is slipped into place, and finally the 1/4-inch plywood back slides into position. Well, here's the pantry cabinet. Now, I want to cover up the edges of the plywood right here and also give this a little more rigidity. So I'm going to add a frame to the front. It's called base frame. It'll be made up of sections of 2-inch wide poplar. And I'm going to attach these together again using this pocket hole system. Once assembled, the face frame is glued and nailed to the front of the cabinet. Now this is the pantry cabinet. Next, I want to build 2 slide-out shelving units that look like this. I start by cutting grooves, also called dados, into the sides of the slide-outs. Then shelf standards are set into the grooves and screwed in place. After applying glue, I clamp the sides and top together, then secure them with pocket screws. Finally, I set the fixed center shelf in place and attach it. Well, there are slide-out shelving units. Now, for those to work properly, we're going to have a glide or a slide mechanism, and that's what I'm going to put in next. I've attached the metal glides to small plywood platforms. Then I screw the entire assembly to the cabinet bottom. These are full extension glides. Once they're attached, I set the slide-outs on top, slide them into position, and simply screw them in place. For added support, I attach a glide to the top of the slide-out as well. Now the slide-outs are complete. The next step is to make them match the cabinets that are already in the kitchen, and I'm going to do that by adding some decorative panels to the front. To make the panels, I'll use a router mounted in a router table. The idea is to cut bevels or tapers on the edges. If things turn out the way I hope, these panels will come very close to matching the existing kitchen cabinet doors. These days, you can buy router bits that will allow you to duplicate just about any profile or shape. With all the parts complete, it's time to start assembling. Each section of the frame is slipped onto the beveled edge of the interior panel. While the frame sections are glued together, the panel is not glued in place but left free to float so that it can expand and contract with changes in humidity. Finally, the frame is clamped while the glue dries. Well, I finished the raised panels. They're almost an exact match for what's in the kitchen. And you're going to be amazed what a difference it makes when I actually apply these to the pantry. Well, that pretty much finishes the work on the pantry. Now I want to start on the refrigerator enclosure that goes right here. Like the pantry, the refrigerator enclosure is also made of birch plywood and held together with glue and pocket hole joinery. I think of it as simply a box into which the refrigerator will roll. Again, I attach a solid wood face frame to conceal the front edge of the plywood. Well, let's roll out of the workshop and into the kitchen. First, I set the pantry in place and attach it to the wall studs. Then I ease the refrigerator enclosure into position and screw it to both the pantry and the wall. There's only a fraction of an inch to spare as I roll the new fridge snugly into place. Refrigerator's in. Pantry works great. Even got the adjustable shelves in here and plenty of them. I'll let my wife Lynn decide exactly where they're going to go. Now, all that remains to be done is a little more sanding, some priming, and a good paint job. Hey, you put it right to use, huh?
Oh, yeah. It is so great for storage.
Did that turn out nice?
It really did. I mean, tall things, medium, short, it's great.
And these are completely adjustable. Put them any place you want. If you want more shelves, I'll make you some more. You know, one of the things I love about this is there's not 1 cubic inch of space in here that isn't usable.
Right.
You can get to each one of these from both sides. Of course, that one goes in. This one comes out. So it's, storage space galore, a lot more than we ever had with the other arrangement, right?
Nice. Very, very slick.
And you know what? I know we mocked this up with the cardboard and we were comfortable with it, but it intrudes into the room even less than I thought it was going to.
Yeah, I was thinking about that also. I totally agree. You did a great job.
Ron Hazelton's House Calls is being brought to you by RonHazelton.com. Step-by-step home improvement tips when you need them. Let Ron show you how to do it yourself.
Honey, you were so right. I listed this in less than a minute.
I told you listing on Poshmark was quick and easy.
Oh, I sold my black tote and my slip dress. Let's go get many pennies.
Ooh, thanks, Mom.
Thanks, Poshmark. Want extra cash? It's easy with the Poshmark app. Download to start selling today.
Hey folks, Chris Cooney here with Leaf Filter, America's largest gutter and gutter protection company. Leaf Filter has over 150 locations and it's been installed on over 1 million homes. We've been protecting homes now for over 20 years. Our patented technology offers total protection for your home and comes with a lifetime transferable warranty. The process is simple. Give us a call to schedule your free gutter inspection. If you decide to move forward with the project, you put nothing down at all. 833 Leaf Filter or visit leaffilter.com today.
Poshmark is the perfect side hustle. There's so much I can sell. Bags, clothes, and even electronics. It's so easy. I can list in 60 seconds or less. I can't imagine a better side hustle.
We'll arrange you driving your new Uptown Lincoln every 2 to 3 years. It's when you get this feeling that you know for sure.
I got a feeling it's Uptown.
If you've been seriously injured in a car accident, watch out.
The insurance company's job is to do what's best for them, not you.
Watch out. If you wait too long to hire a lawyer, it could hurt your case.
Don't trust the insurance company after your accident. You can miss out on what you really deserve. Call Gruber Law Offices today.
Gruber Law Offices watched out for me and settled my case for $700,000.
Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
The excellence of driving a Buick is matched by the excellence of the dealership experience when you own a Buick. Buick, exceptional by design.
Get 0.9% APR. Plus, current eligible non-GM owners get $3,000 purchase allowance on this 2024 Encore GX. That's 10% below MSRP.
After I was injured by a truck driver, I had high medical bills and a ton of worries.
Call GLR. We'll remove the roadblocks and get your case moving forward.
Now I can get back on with my life.
Hurt in a car? Call GLR. Just dial 7s.
You know, there's nothing more frustrating than having a stripped screw head. And there are a couple ways you can deal with that. The first one is to take just a larger screwdriver and put it in and just try to really get pressure and slowly try to turn it out. And if that doesn't work, I've got a great tip. This kit is specifically designed to help you with stripped screw heads. And you can see here it comes in 3 different sizes. And essentially, one bit has 2 heads on it. The first one is to help sort of burnish the hole and make it a little bit bigger. And the second drill bit is to back out the screw. Okay, so we're going to first use the burnishing end. Put that in the drill bit. Make sure that you're in reverse, though, because that's the way it cuts. And also make sure you're wearing eye protection because there's going to be a lot of shards flying up. Okay, now we're going to just flip it over to the other end. And this side is actually going to extract the screw. Again, do it in reverse. And there you go. A great addition to your toolbox.
To view today's projects again, visit RonHazelton.com. Step-by-step home improvement tips when you need them. Let Ron show you how to do it yourself.
We'll be right back.
We're here with Chris Coonihan of our local Leaf Filter. Tell us how
leaf filter is different from every other gutter protection on the market?
With Leaf Filter's patented filter technology, there are no gaps, no openings, no place for debris to get in at all. We install Leaf Filter on your existing gutters. You'll never have to climb a ladder to clean out your gutters again.
You know, that's peace of mind and then some. So how do people sign up?
Call 833-LEAF-FILTER today to schedule your free inspection or visit getleaffilter.com.
It's necessary to share your sadness.
People keep asking me, are you 100% ready? But I'm not really.
Don't pressure yourself. When you are ready, let your heart decide.
Upgrade your insulation with Healthy Homes Insulation Services and cash in with a Wisconsin Home Energy Rebate. Now to reduce energy costs up to 40% as funding is limited. Call the experts at Healthy Homes Insulation Services for a free estimate. Healthy Homes make happy families.
I'm attorney David Gruber. If you've been seriously injured in a car crash, call Gruber Law Offices today. There's never a fee until we win your case.
After I was in the car accident, I couldn't work, and the insurance company wasn't listening. That's why I decided to call Gruber Law Offices. They took care of everything and made me feel like a priority.
When I was injured in a car accident, I called Gruber Law Offices. They took care of all of the hassles and really made me feel like family.
Call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
WISN seeks the help of local organizations in referring qualified applicants for our job openings. Organizations wishing to receive our vacancy information should contact WISN using the information on your screen.
A mild weekend, but we're tracking a cool down at 5:30. WISN 12 celebrates Hispanic Heritage Month. Launch now through October 15th. Special coverage weeknights on 12 News at 6.
Tonight, entire towns cut off days after Hurricane Helene tore through the southeast. Israel expands its attacks, now targeting Houthi rebels in Yemen. And sharp rebuke from Republicans after former President Trump called Vice President Kamala Harris mentally disabled. We begin with the devastation caused by Helene. Dozens are dead and more than 1 million customers still without power. Towns isolated after what many are calling biblical floods, causing multiple bridges to collapse and destroying home after home. Cars line up for the scarcity of fuel. Florida's Big Bend region reeling from its third hurricane in a year. Remnants of Helene are still dumping rain on some areas, while another storm could threaten the Gulf Coast next week. Our weather team times it all out. Also tonight, Israel launches a large-scale air operation against the Houthi rebels in Yemen while unleashing more attacks on targets in Lebanon. Smoke is still rising from the scene where Hezbollah's top leader was killed. Prime Minister Netanyahu insists it's the price to be paid for attacking Israel. So what happens next? We're on the ground in Lebanon and Tel Aviv. Evacuations ordered outside Atlanta after a fire sends toxic smoke into the air.
When this plume starts out, it could become very, very dangerous.
Roads are closed, smoke visible for miles. With just over a month until Election Day, former President Trump blasts Vice President Kamala Harris over her trip to the border and repeatedly calls her mentally disabled. That remark drawing strong criticism from members of both parties. A deadly plane crash near Memorial to the world's first plane flight. Help has arrived for 2 astronauts left behind at the space station, but why it could still be months before they're able to return home. Tensions rise as tens of thousands of dock workers prepare to walk off the job. What a strike could mean for Americans as we near the holiday season. And America Strong tonight, a community spirit much more powerful than even the worst of storms.
From ABC News World Headquarters in New York, this is World News Tonight.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us on this busy Sunday. I'm Lindsay Davis. Days after Hurricane Helene slammed into the southeast, the race is on to save lives in parts of the Carolinas. The storm is blamed for the deaths of more than 80 people across the region, but that number is expected to rise. Many are still unaccounted for in North Carolina, where Helene knocked down communications, making it difficult to reach people in more remote areas. Mudslides have made many roads impassable, cutting off entire communities. The devastation is widespread and catastrophic. Homes and businesses destroyed. North Carolina's governor is calling it an unprecedented tragedy. Further south in Florida's Big Bend, residents lined up at a seafood market that's been turned into a donation center. Across the south, there are shortages of essentials, including gasoline. ABC's Faith Wnba leads us off tonight from Asheville, North Carolina.
Tonight, widespread catastrophic damage across western North Carolina in Helene's wake. And across the southeast, the storm now claiming more than 80 lives and knocking out power to millions. In Asheville, North Carolina, Helene had a separate system dumping 14 inches of rain combined and as much as 30 inches in nearby mountains, triggering flash flooding and landslides.
This is an unprecedented tragedy that requires an unprecedented response.
More than 500 National Guard members joining local emergency responders, conducting search and rescue missions, delivering supplies, and working to restore infrastructure. Asheville's water system severely damaged too.
It's heartbreaking because along this river, we have a lot of wonderful stores, and we're going to be cleaning up at one time.
Residents facing long lines for gas all weekend.
Keep breaking in line.
As the flooding peaked Friday north of Asheville in Madison County, North Carolina, floodwaters sweeping the home away. And across the border in Greene County, Tennessee, the power of those floodwaters on display as they whip apart a bridge. In Unicoi County, Tennessee, where authorities used helicopters to rescue more than 50 staff and patients that were trapped, this is what it looks like now. The debris left behind, the high water mark visible on the walls. Everyone at the hospital made it out okay, but more than 70 people in the county are unaccounted for. Helene roared ashore in Florida's Big Bend late Thursday night with 140-mile-per-hour wind after rapidly intensifying, going from a Category 1 to a Category 4 storm in less than 12 hours. In Feenhatchee, the seafood market now turned into a donation center.
I feel helpless, honestly. So I'm just doing what I can do. This is the third storm in a year. Like, I don't know how much more we can take.
The area struck by 3 hurricanes since August of 2023. And here in Asheville, Lindsay, the French Broad River, which is raging behind me, cresting at a new record level, nearly 25 feet. That is more than a foot higher than the previous record set more than 100 years ago. Lindsay.
One resident described it as a mini apocalypse. Such grave circumstances there. Faith, thank you. The remnants of Hurricane Helene are dumping rain on already saturated ground in Virginia as well as West Virginia, where flood watches are in place. WABC meteorologist Brittany Bell joins us now. And Brittany, tell us what you know about that and also a new disturbance that's heading for the Gulf of Mexico.
Yeah, Lindsay, we still have 2 months left of hurricane season, so we cannot let our guard down. But first, I want to start talking about Helene's remnants that still are dumping rain across portions of West Virginia and Virginia that recently received 2 to 6 inches of rain, prompting a flood watch. So those showers will continue to spread east towards Maryland, bringing showers towards Washington, D.C. Monday morning, lasting through Monday afternoon. So through Tuesday, rainfall totals across West Virginia and Virginia could range between 2 to 3 inches. Richmond near 3 to 5 inches of rain and isolated heavier amounts are possible. When it comes to that next tropical threat, that will start to form across the Caribbean Sea, and that will eventually make its way into the Gulf of Mexico later this week. That could become at that time a tropical depression or a tropical storm when it comes to potential landfall we're eyeing next weekend. So people all along the Gulf Coast will need to watch that very closely this entire week. Lindsay?
The last thing that area needs. Brittany, thank you. Outside of Atlanta, evacuations were ordered when a fire at a chemical plant reignited today. The smoke and flames rising from the biolab plant in Conyers could be seen for miles. A fire broke out when water from a fire sprinkler reacted with a chemical. Firefighters initially put the flames out, but they sparked back up again hours later. No injuries have been reported. Several major roads have been closed. The local fire chief says this is the 3rd major fire at the plant in 7 years. Now to the turmoil in the Middle East. Today, Israel conducted a large-scale air operation against Houthi militant targets in Yemen. Israel says the strikes were in response to recent attacks against Israel by the Iran-backed rebels. The operation comes as Israel continues to pound targets in Lebanon. Today, President Biden said he will talk to Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu soon. ABC's Marcus Moore reports from Beirut tonight.
Israel delivering a heavy blow tonight in Yemen, conducting large-scale airstrikes against Iranian-backed Houthis, a third front in this war, now approaching a year of relentless and deadly fighting. Israel saying the assault comes after Houthi militants fired a missile at Tel Aviv, and that today's retaliation was intended to weaken the Houthis and to send a message to Iran. Both the Houthis and Hezbollah, militants backed by Iran, have been designated terrorist organizations by the United States. Prime Minister Netanyahu today speaking at a press conference saying everyone sees the price paid by those who attack us. On Saturday, a Houthi spokesperson saying their attacks will continue, quote, until the aggression against Gaza and Lebanon stop. At the same time, Israel threatening ground operations into Lebanon, where at least 62 people were killed today amid ongoing airstrikes throughout the country. Hezbollah has fired back with its own missiles, most of them intercepted in the skies above Israel. The IDF today announcing another senior Hezbollah leader, Nabil Haouk, a member of the Central Council, was killed in an airstrike. And using U.S.-made bunker buster bombs, Israel believes it took out much of Hezbollah's top leadership, including the group's leader of the last 30 years, Hassan Nasrallah. U.S. officials say they only had a few minutes' notice from the Israelis before the strike. An Israeli official telling ABC News Israel targeted Nasrallah in part because he refused to separate the war in Gaza from his group's attacks in northern Israel. These images show a gaping crater in the Hezbollah stronghold of southern Beirut.
There's no question that the Hezbollah today is not the Hezbollah that was even just a week ago.
As the fighting escalates in the Middle East, the U.S. says they're still pushing for a ceasefire as deaths mount. President Biden today commenting on the violence.
Can an all-out war in the Middle East be avoided?
And Lindsay, Hassan Nasrallah's body has been recovered, but there's conflicting information tonight on when his funeral might take place. And also, Iran's president tonight reacting to the attacks on Iran's proxies, saying, quote, "We cannot accept such actions as they will not be left unanswered." He said a decisive reaction is necessary. Lindsay.
All eyes on Iran. Marcus, thank you. Israel's recent strikes are stirring fears of a wider conflict. Smoke could still be seen rising from the rubble of Friday's Israeli strike that killed Hezbollah's leader. Let's bring in ABC's Tom Sufi-Verge in Tel Aviv. And Tom, the U.S. says that it will take every necessary measure to defend American personnel in the Middle East if Iran retaliates. What are Israeli officials saying about their next steps?
Yeah, Lindsay, they're saying that Israel's military campaign against Hezbollah in Lebanon is by no means over. And the Israeli officials I've spoken to today are sounding confident. One saying there is a sense of euphoria in Israel after Hezbollah leader Hassan Nasrallah was killed. They believe Hezbollah has been significantly degraded militarily, but they concede the group and its missiles still pose a real threat, as does Hezbollah's backer, Iran. And on Iran, one official telling me if Iran does hit back, then, quote, they'll be hit harder than they can imagine. The watchword, Lindsay, is deterrence. And Israeli officials say that massive strike on the Iranian-backed Houthis tonight in Yemen is part of it. The US now putting additional forces on heightened readiness to be deployed potentially to this region on short notice. Lindsay?
Tom Sufi-Verge in Tel Aviv. Thanks, Tom. U.S. officials say recent U.S. targeted strikes inside Syria have killed 37 terrorists, including top leaders. The strikes were conducted separately in mid-September. The U.S. says they were aimed at the leadership and operatives of ISIS, as well as an al-Qaeda affiliate in the region. And they say they succeeded in disrupting terrorist operations. Now to the race for the White House with just 36 days to go. Vice President Harris and former President Trump are focusing on those all-important swing states. Trump rallying today in must-win Pennsylvania, where he resumed his attacks on Harris's mental capacity, while Harris is in Nevada. Here's ABC's Mary Alice Parks.
Tonight, former President Donald Trump in battleground Pennsylvania for the fourth time this month alone, blasting Vice President Kamala Harris's handling of the U.S.-Mexico border.
They're coming into our cities and our small towns here in Pennsylvania and all over the country. These towns are petrified.
Trump promising mass deportations if elected, his anti-immigrant message at the heart of his campaign. But it was his inflammatory comments Saturday calling Harris, quote, mentally impaired that drew ire from Republican rivals and allies alike.
Now he's questioning her mental competence, and I think that's insulting not only to the vice president, but to people that actually do have mental disabilities.
The better course to take is to prosecute the case that her policies are destroying the country.
The vice president this weekend holding fundraisers in San Francisco and Los Angeles on the heels of her trip to Arizona's border, where she promised stricter border policies. Arizona's former Republican Senator Jeff Flake joined the ranks of Republicans like Liz and Dick Cheney endorsing Harris.
It's difficult to support a candidate who, having lost an election, tries to use the powers of the presidency to overturn that election.
And ahead of the first and only vice presidential debate Tuesday, polls showing Ohio Senator J.D. Vance trailing Minnesota Governor Tim Walz in popularity by 15 points among registered voters. Minnesota Republican Congressman Tom Emmer helping Vance prepare.
Once he understands that Tim Walz is just going to try and deflect and go into this folksy whatever, he'll hold him accountable.
Yeah, and outside where Harris has her rally here in Las Vegas tonight. This is her second time coming to the state of Nevada since launching her presidential campaign. The polls showing the race absolutely neck and neck here. And Nevada interesting because it's showing the mixed bag on the economy too. Vegas has been booming. The voters also talking about their concerns over issues like childcare, housing, and the cost of living. Lindsay.
All right, Mary Alice Parks for us. Thank you. I'll join David and the team for coverage of the first and only vice presidential debate of this cycle, hosted by CBS between Governor Tim Walz and Senator J.D. Vance, beginning at 8 p.m. Eastern. Tonight, the two Starliner astronauts aboard the International Space Station are one step closer to coming home. Just before we came on the air, the Dragon 9 crew arrived at the ISS with 2 empty seats for astronauts Sonny Williams and Butch Wilmore. Their 8-day mission extended to 8 months due to mechanical issues with Boeing Starliner. Here's ABC's Ike Ajachi.
Freedom SpaceX on Big Loop, cell capture confirmed.
Tonight, the SpaceX Crew Dragon 9 docking at the International Space Station, another crucial step in bringing home NASA astronauts Butch Wilmore and Sonny Williams. Elon Musk's SpaceX selected for the unprecedented launch Saturday. NASA pulling 2 crew members off the 4-seat vessel, leaving empty seats for Wilmore and Williams, who won't return until February 2025.
We, of course, trained together as a crew of 4, and now they're launching as a crew of 2, but we will always be a crew that has trained together, and we will always be friends and colleagues.
The pair left at the International Space Station in June, when NASA and Boeing decided to send the Starliner they were test piloting back to Earth, labeling it a commitment to safety. Boeing's Starliner has been plagued with problems involving thrusters and helium leaks, the spacecraft landing safely at the White Sands Missile Range in New Mexico in September.
It took almost 29 hours for the spacecraft to autonomously dock at the station, NASA says, traveling at 17,000 miles per hour orbiting the Earth. Lindsay?
Ike Forrest, thanks so much, Ike. Top Biden administration officials are urging the dock workers union and the shipping industry to return to the negotiating table ahead of a looming strike. If the union does walk out at midnight on Tuesday, the impact on the U.S. economy could be catastrophic. Here's ABC's Rena Roy.
Tonight, 45,000 dock workers on the East and Gulf Coasts are preparing to walk off the job, and it could be devastating for the U.S. economy. 14 ports from New England to Texas could shut down Tuesday at midnight. Up to 36 could be affected. Those crucial hubs responsible for nearly 35% of all U.S. imports and exports.
When my men hit the streets, from Maine to Texas, every single port, a lockdown.
The International Longshoremen's Association demanding higher hourly wages in their new contract and a ban on automated cranes, gates, and trucks. A prolonged strike could mean delayed shipping and higher prices for Americans on things like clothes, electronics, cars, and food, like canned goods and fresh produce. The U.S. economy would take a direct hit.
It's estimated that a strike would cost somewhere around $5 billion a day.
The U.S. Maritime Alliance, representing the shippers and ports, says it's committed to negotiating, but claims the union is not bargaining in good faith. The Biden administration urging both sides to negotiate fairly and quickly.
Now, according to a senior White House official, Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg and other top officials met with the alliance to deliver that message. Lindsay?
Rena, thank you. There's so much more ahead on World News Tonight this Sunday, including late details on a deadly plane crash near the site that honors the Wright brothers' famous first flight, and a remarkable sight in the sky over the Golden Gate Bridge.
Don't mind me. I'm just the flu. I'm quite harmless, really. And when people ask, aren't you into dangerous flu complications like pneumonia, heart attack, and hospitalizations? I just say, but I'm just the flu. It's him. Ooh.
Demand more from your flu shot. Sanofi higher dose flu vaccines are proven to provide better flu protection than standard dose flu shots in older adults. They've even been shown to better protect against flu-related complications.
Don't get Fluzone High Dose if you've had a severe allergic reaction to its components, including egg products, or after previous dose of flu vaccine. Don't get Flu Block if you've had a severe allergic reaction to its components. Tell your healthcare professional if you've had severe muscle weakness after a flu shot. Fainting has occurred. People with weakened immune systems may have a lower vaccine response.
All flu shots are not the same. Ask for a Sanofi higher dose flu vaccine. Talk to your pharmacist or doctor about Fluzone High Dose or Flu Block. Only from Simply Safe, 24/7 lifeguard protection. This exclusive technology allows Simply Safe agents to help stop crime in real time. Stop. Police are on their way. For instant intruder deterrence and faster police response, there's no safe like Simply Safe.
I have dry eye, tired, itchy, burning. My symptoms got worse over time. My eye doctor explained the root was inflammation, so he prescribed Xiidra. Xiidra works differently. Xiidra targets inflammation. Over-the-counter drops don't do this. They only hit pause in my symptoms. But twice daily Xiidra gives me lasting relief.
Xiidra treats the signs and symptoms of dry eye disease. Don't use if allergic to Xiidra and seek medical help if needed. Common side effects include eye irritation, discomfort, blurred vision, and unusual taste sensation. Don't touch container tip to your eye or any surface. Before using Xiidra, remove contact lenses and wait 15 minutes before reinserting.
Dry eye over and over. It's time for Xiidra.
If you have chronic kidney disease, you can reduce the risk of kidney failure with Farxiga. Because there are places you'd like to be. Farxiga can cause serious side effects, including ketoacidosis that may be fatal, dehydration, urinary tract or genital yeast infections, and low blood sugar. A rare life-threatening bacterial infection in the skin of the perineum could occur. Stop taking Farxiga and call your doctor right away if you have symptoms of this infection, an allergic reaction, or ketoacidosis.
Next tonight, a deadly crash near a historic airport. The National Park Service says 4 adults and 1 child were killed Saturday when a single-engine plane crashed and burned near the First Light Airport in North Carolina. That airport celebrates the Wright brothers' first powered flight in 1903. The National Transportation Safety Board is investigating. When we come back, why a rising pop star suddenly canceled 2 concerts.
My moderate to severe Crohn symptoms kept me out of the picture. With Skyrizi, I feel significant symptom relief at 4 weeks. Many people were in remission at 12 weeks, 1 year, and even at 2 years.
Various allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, not vaccine or plan to. Liver problems may occur in Crohn's disease or UC.
Ask your gastroenterologist about Skyrizi.
Now approved for UC.
It ain't my dad's razor, Dad. Hey, watch it. It's from Gillette Labs. This green bar releases trapped hairs from my face. Game changer. Well, it flex this contours to it, so the 5 blades can get virtually every hair in one stroke. For the ultimate Gillette shaving experience. The best the man can get is Gillette Labs.
What do people want more of? More, oh yeah. More laughs. More hangouts. More, so good. Yeah, give us more of all that little stuff that makes life so great. But if you're older or have certain health conditions, you also have more risk from flu, COVID-19, and RSV. Vaccines help keep you from getting really sick, and that is huge.
With fatigue and lightheadedness, I knew something was wrong. And then I saw my doctor and found out I have AFib. And that means there's about a 5 times greater risk of stroke. Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if you have AFib, the risk of stroke is always there. If you have 1 or more symptoms, get checked out. Making that appointment can help you get ahead of stroke risk. This is no time to wait.
If you have wet AMD, you never want to lose sight of the things you love.
We get it.
Some things should stand the test of time.
Long-lasting Wnba HD could significantly improve your vision. More people on Wnba HD had no fluid in the retina compared to those on Wnba at 4 months. Wnba HD is the only wet AMD therapy that helps 8 out of 10 people go up to 4 months between injections after 3 initial monthly treatments. If you have an eye infection, eye pain, or redness, or allergies to Wnba HD, don't use. Eye injections like Wnba HD may cause eye infection, separation of the retina, or rare but severe swelling of blood vessels in the eye. An increase in eye pressure has been seen. There is an uncommon risk of heart attack or stroke associated with blood clots. The most common side effects were blurred vision, cataract, corneal injury, and eye floaters. And there's still so much to see. If you are on Wnba or a similar type of treatment, ask your retina specialist about Wnba HD today for the potential for fewer injections.
Honey. NyQuil Severe Honey, powerful cold and flu relief with a dreamy honey taste. NyQuil Honey, the honeylicious nighttime sniffling, sneezing, coughing, aching, fever, best sleep with a cold medicine.
To the index now, rising pop star abruptly canceled shows this weekend in New York and Maryland. Chappell Roan has said she struggles with mental health and released a statement saying things have gotten overwhelming over the past few weeks. She recently won the Video Music Award for Best New Artist. And next, a spectacular sight over San Francisco. Take a look at that comet rising above the Golden Gate Bridge at sunrise Friday morning. It's known as A3, but some astronomers have been calling it the Comet of the Century. And its appearance came as it flew as close to the sun as the planet Mercury. When we come back, America strong. The power of the storm was no match for one community's spirit.
My life is full of questions. Small, yellow, light, or dark. How do I plan a Wednesday? Thankfully, I have the answers to almost all of them.
Why do we even buy napkins?
Okay, what's time? Do I need to appreciate guacamole? Oh, it's time. This is chocolate, right? Let's do this. No matter who's doing it, on what cycle, or in what temperature, time works. So I can focus on all the other questions. Eyebrows.
All of life's laundry questions. It's got to be time.
I spent most of my life as a teacher, and I've always enjoyed helping others. After a couple of years in retirement, I realized I have a lot more to give, and that's when I became a Visiting Angels caregiver. With my life experience and love for people, it was a natural fit. Seeing Jeannie so happy warms my heart. And if you need your heart warmed too, come join us and make a difference together in someone's life.
Visiting Angels, America's choice in home care.
At SimpliSafe, we build advanced security sensors and cameras for your whole home, powered by 24/7 professional monitoring and Fast Protect technology, exclusively from SimpliSafe for faster police response. There's no safe like SimpliSafe.
My husband and I are going through IVF treatments now. It could be our only chance to have a family. But Donald Trump's plan could ban IVF in some states. My husband is in the military. He volunteered to serve. We are patriots and we go where he is assigned. What if we end up in a state where IVF is no longer legal? What will we do then?
I'm Kamala Harris and I approve this message.
You might wonder, John Legend, how do you keep your voice sounding so legendary? Honey, and how do I keep my protection against COVID-19 up to date? With a COVID shot this season, designed for recent variants.
You can get your COVID-19 shot when getting your flu shot if you're due for both, as recommended by the CDC.
The better.
Ask your healthcare provider about getting this season's COVID-19 shot when getting your flu shot.
The ones who keep facilities up and running know that the right partner can turn every challenge into mission accomplished. Industrial-grade products backed by professional-grade expertise. Call quickgranger.com or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
Didn't we do this last year?
Before you were preventing migraine with Qlipta. Remember the pain? Cancel plans, the worry.
That was then. And look at me now. You'll never truly forget migraine, but Qlipta reduces attacks, making 0 migraine days possible. It's the only pill of its kind that blocks CGRP and is approved to prevent migraine of any frequency. To help give you that forget you get migraine feeling. Don't take if allergic to Qlipta. Most common side effects are nausea, constipation, and sleepiness. Learn how AbbVie can help you save. Qlipta, the forget you get migraine medicine.
Do
Tuesday night with just weeks to go until Election Day. Watch the vice presidential debate live on ABC. The night starts with the ABC News special, The Race for the White House, with David Muir and the ABC News political team. Tuesday night on ABC.
Finally, what Helene spared and resilience amid the destruction.
Helene, the strongest hurricane to make landfall in the Big Bend area on record, is now testing the strength of Horseshoe Beach residents in that region as they return to what remains of their homes and lives. James Ellenberg's family has called this house home for 4 generations.
This is the third time in 13 months we've had a hurricane get up. So, but I took my first step right here in the yard.
With all that's been lost, Charlene Huggins' faith remains intact.
This is my life. But we will come back. The Lord gets the force, and we will come back.
After 5 generations of living here, she's learned resilience.
There's a lot of memories here.
One thing Helene spared, the shirt on her back, which says it all. Blessed.
God's our strength. That's where our hope lies, is in Him.
Betsy Hamlink is in the same boat and also shares the same sentiment.
I feel blessed. And to come back and clean up, it's part of it. It's part of living on the coast of Florida.
Thanks so much for watching. I'm Lindsay Davis. Good night.
So why do you want to be a tradesperson at Austin?
Well, I love helping people. I'm good with my hands. I'm always on time and prepared. Plus, I've heard great things about your in-house trades training program. So,
What do you think of it?
cool. A frog.
It's a rabbit. Of course it's a frog. Welcome to the team. How's the new guy? He's awesome. Did you do the rabbit thing? Yeah.
Get an 11% rebate on everything at Menards. Midwest Master is an all-purpose grass seed mix that starts growing fast and blends well into existing lawns. A 50-pound bag covers more than 3,700 square feet and is $39.99 after rebate. Owens Corning shingles are designed for long-lasting protection with up to a 130 miles per hour wind and limited lifetime warranty. Choose from over 40 options. Get an 11% rebate on all Owens Corning shingles.
Save big money at Menards.
Leading the way with important local coverage. To watching WISN 12 News at 5:30.
We're trying to impact the students so they have a better learning experience.
Milwaukee Public Schools considers closing several schools. Your chance to make your voice heard. And close but no cigar, a Packers comeback can't close the gap where the green and gold fell short.
Breezy and sunny conditions continue, but we're tracking a start off the week of more 70s.
And with Jordan Love back on the field, Packers fans hope to see the green and gold break the Vikings winning streak, but a second half comeback just wasn't enough for the win at Lambeau. That is where we find our sports director, Dario Melendez. Dario, a tough loss.
Look, Syria, you kind of just mentioned it. It was a valiant second half effort by the Packers, but they just could not overcome a disastrous first half performance here at Lambeau Field as they dropped their division opener on Sunday to the Vikings.
A lot went wrong in the first half.
The Packers falling into an early 28-0 first half hole, but they battled back in the second half, outscoring Minnesota 22-3, making it a one-possession game. However, it was too little too late as they dropped their second game of the season, losing by 2 points to the Vikings 31-29.
We just got to start faster. We started slow, and, in National Football League, you can't do that too many times and end up on the winning side. So we got to start fast.
A lot of the stuff we was kind of beating ourselves on, and we was having missed opportunities and things like that. So that was really just on us.
It was also an up-and-down performance for Jordan Love in his return to action after missing the past 2 weeks with an MCL sprain. Love threw for nearly 400 yards and 4 touchdowns, but also threw 3 costly interceptions.
I think I was able to play, through it. Took a hit to it, which, had some pain on that, but was able to play full game and, did not play well enough personally, me. And, accuracy was a little bit off, a little bit shaky, and was definitely making it hard on some of the guys, which, just led to us getting off the field early and not being able to put up points.
Yeah, and speaking of missing out on some potential points, the Packers missing out on a couple field goals that could have get them some winning points in this because Brendan Narvison not able to convert on 2 field goals here on Sunday. We're going to hear from the Packers kicker coming up in sports. Syria?
All right, a tough loss. Dario Melendez reporting live from Green Bay. Thank you, Dario. And before the game, Jordan Love wore Hall of Fame quarterback Brett Favre's jersey. This just days after the Packers legend revealed his Parkinson's diagnosis. In his social media post, Favre says, quote, "Big respect to Jordan Love for wearing this old man's jersey. I didn't think I could like Jordan anymore until this morning." And the Pack looks to bounce back next week against the Rams, who lost to the Chicago Bears today. Kickoff is next Sunday afternoon at 3:25 in Los Angeles. And several Milwaukee public schools could be on the chopping block, forced to shut their doors for good. The district releasing a plan Friday saying that due to declining enrollment, some schools will have to close over the next 5 to 10 years. Now, MPS officials want to hear from you. 12 News reporter Emily Polfall live now at Griffith King High School. Emily, the district not yet saying which schools are in jeopardy.
Right, Sabria, just sharing more information about how those decisions will be made. Now, tomorrow here at Rufus King, there will be a town hall meeting for the community to come share their thoughts with the district. In a more than 50-page report, the district shared why it's considering closures and mergers, saying NPS buildings on average are around 80 years old, many with outdated infrastructure. On top of that, enrollment has gone down 14% over the last 10 years at NPS. And NPS data shows 2/3 of the district's 144 schools have experienced declining enrollment during that time. The district's facilities manager says it's too soon to say which schools will be impacted, but a rough draft proposal will come out at the end of October.
This is an issue that's happening across the country, and it's going to be very challenging. But again, we want to get that feedback. I mean, we're encouraging the feedback, especially with these town hall meetings that are scheduled. Please, we hope people are trying to participate.
And Emily, there are multiple town hall meetings scheduled all this week.
Again, starting here at Rufus King tomorrow, then there will be other town halls in other corners of the city, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, ending with a virtual town hall scheduled for next Monday. We have all that information up on our website right now.
Right, Emily Buffalo reporting live from Rufus King. Thank you very much, Emily. Well, time for Weather Watch 12. We had a nice sunny fall weekend, Gino. Is that going to continue into Monday?
Yeah, it looks like we'll have more of those 70s and a little bit less wind because it was quite breezy as we had for much of the weekend. Sunshine, warm temperatures, and calmer winds to start off the new work week. But the winds will start to pick up once again as we head into our Tuesday. However, the winds right now, well, we do have some gusts approaching around 20 to 25 miles per hour from Hartford, Waukesha, and Milwaukee, with areas around 15 to 20 miles per hour. Not as strong of a wind as what we saw yesterday. 61 overnight low, light winds out of the northeast at 5 to 15 miles per hour. Tomorrow, we'll see them at about 5 to 10 miles per hour with a 76-degree high temperature, but the winds do start to pick up here on Tuesday. We'll talk about the details coming up.
All right, and thank you, Gino. And right now, at least 84 people are dead after Hurricane Helene's path plowed through multiple states in the southeast. A video out of Lake Moore, North Carolina, about 2 hours west of Charlotte, shows RVs, homes, and businesses underwater. Emergency crews rescuing more than 200 people in the state. Yesterday, the owner of the Carolina Panthers donated $3 million to relief efforts. And you can also help the hurricane survivors. Go to our website, wisn.com/Red Cross to donate. And right now, Milwaukee police need your help finding a critically missing man. We want you to take a look at your screen. This is Gregory Trotter. Police say he was last seen yesterday afternoon walking near 76th and Carmen. He may be wearing a black jacket, jogging pants, and tennis shoes. The 58-year-old is missing his top and bottom 3 teeth, and he doesn't speak much. Anyone with information on his whereabouts should call Milwaukee police. And a family in mourning now seeking justice after 2 sisters were struck in a hit and run. Prosecutors say the driver got drunk, then got behind the wheel, hitting 20-year-old Talise and 23-year-old Delisha Dunmore near 76th and Good Hope. Talise died. Surveillance cameras captured the moment. Investigators say 34-year-old Stephanie Sykes drove 80 miles per hour in a 40, hitting the two sisters as they crossed the street. Prosecutors say witnesses reported seeing Sykes drive off from the scene. Last night, families stood together to call for justice.
And I am so very grateful. This feel happy my daughter, Alicia.